from the Improv Studios in Hollywood, California, it's the Nighttime Show! Tonight we have our head writer, Matt Walker. I'm the voice of the Nighttime Show, Mike Black. We have a special guest from the Kroll Show, Bob's Burgers Adventure Time, Clarence on Cartoon Network, and starring in Storks, Katie Crown!
Meow!
And now, the host of the Nighttime Show. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Or is it a very fat bird and plane put together? The host of the show, Stephen Kramer Glickman! Oh, yeah!
That might have been his best intro yet.
That was amazing,
Wow.
Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Off the dome.
You're like,
You deserve a candy bar,
You're
Mike.
like, thank you. I'm going to go to bed now.
When my blood sugar's low, that's when you get the best intros.
Don't let him feed for an hour before the show next week.
This is amazing. We have Katie Crown with us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
This is so exciting, Katie. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thanks.
We're taping this just to put a date on it for people listening right now. It is September 20th, Tuesday. This will come out tomorrow, September 21st, which we almost never do. We almost never put it out the next day, but it's important to get it out tomorrow because we want everybody to hear the story. We want everyone
People
to hear.
demand it.
The people demand.
This is an exceptional situation for this podcast that
This
I get
really-
to be a part of.
It really is. Get close up on this mic. Get close up.
This is an exceptional situation I get to be a part of. Yes.
Katie, so Katie, you are starring as Tulip
Yes.
in the movie Storks.
Yes.
This is a huge deal for
Yes.
you. This must have completely changed your whole situation in your life. It's a big deal.
It's very big, and you're starring in it
and
too.
I'm in it too with you.
Yes.
I played Pigeon Toady in the
You
movie.
play a hilarious character. You're so funny in it, Stephen.
Oh, geez. Well, you're
Oh my
so
gosh.
funny in it.
Well,
and this is going to be
here we
the
go.
whole show.
Oh, you're so funny. You're so funny.
No, you're so
You're so funny. I know.
This is gross.
Let me blow up.
How did this get started for you? Have you always wanted to do voices? Have you always been doing funny voices in your life?
I've always been doing voice stuff. Yeah. Well, I when I was younger, my mom would get these blank tapes from the hospital. She, for some reason, in the hospital.
Did she work there, or did she just steal
She
them?
would just steal them. From, no,
to the
she
hospital,
was a
stole
nurse, but
tapes.
for some reason in the gift shop they had blank tapes. Anyway, it's like whatever.
Cassette tapes, yeah.
Yeah, and she would bring them home, and I would record on them, and I would do this fake radio show, and it was called Kate Stuff, and then I would just do all these different segments and stuff. And
I used
would
to
have
do that same thing when I was a kid.
You would?
I found a cassette not too long ago of me as a kid making up a story about Batman. Because I used to play with action figures and record myself doing it and make up stories about the action figures.
Wow.
I was doing the same thing a week ago.
I've seen your Instagram, Mike. I know.
Yeah.
How'd you feel when you listened back to that?
I wanted to burn the tape
I can't
and make
believe
sure
the
it can't
plot
ever be
holes in
found.
this story.
Yeah.
I had I asked my mom and dad for my birthday. I think I was 8, and I wanted an answering machine. Okay, but it was one of those answering machines where it had like 3 mailboxes in it, so that you could, when you called, you could say, if you were calling for this, press
press
mailbox
1.
2,
Yeah.
press 2, and you could, when you're in the other mailbox, you could press 3 and then go to the next mailbox.
Sure.
And I tried to do the entire Wizard of Oz
With an all-new cast.
With an all-new cast. Because of him doing that on that show, because of that comedian that shall not be named, doing the funniest people
on America's Funniest People
with Dave Coulier.
Yeah.
This comedian did the Wizard of Oz
with all new
cast. And I was like, I was a little kid, and I was like, I'm going to do that on an answering
What
machine.
comedian did that?
This guy.
We've had a falling out, so we don't talk about it.
we
Oh,
have fallen
sorry.
out.
I don't know. I can't.
Look at me,
We'll tell
who
you
shall
afterwards.
not be named.
Okay.
We'll tell you afterwards.
But
Okay,
yeah, but it
great.
was like, but we watched. I watched it, and then I tried to recreate it on an answering machine and do all the voices and stuff. Yeah,
Is this what the falling out was over? you hacking his material?
As an 8-year-old, you stole my jokes.
Yes. So that's a great way to have gotten started. Have you ever
Yeah.
gone back and listened to those tapes?
Yeah, actually, one of the last times I was back home, I found the tape and I tried to play it, but it got eaten. Like it started off and I could hear like my voice is so hot, like I was
Couldn't
only
you
like
grab a
7 or
pencil
something.
and just like start
I
twisting
kept doing
it back?
that, but then the tape kept getting stuck. It was just like it's just
There's gotta be a way to
deteriorating.
Where is
solve
back
it.
home?
Oakville, Ontario.
Oh, so you're also
Oakville,
Canadian.
Ontario.
Yeah.
We're both from the
We're
same
both-
province.
Yeah, both from the same province. Yeah, from both from
Canadians.
Ontario.
Yeah. Wait.
Do you have problems saying the word sorry
Yeah, I can't say it.
and tomorrow?
Sorry, I can't say it. I don't know how. I always vomit a bit when I try to say it. I just can't say it.
Yeah, and tomorrow. I still
Yeah.
say tomorrow.
I say tomorrow.
tomorrow.
See, she says it right.
She says tomorrow.
Say it right.
Saying it right.
You got to be open to different types of talking.
No, you don't. We're Americans.
No, we're
Oh,
Americans.
right,
We're
right.
not open to anything.
I can't say the word bagel. Bagel.
Bagel?
Bagel.
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 My mom says.
Bagel.
My
For
mom
some
says,
reason, I can't.
Like
never,
Michael Bagel.
I know.
Michael
Trust
Bagel.
me. I just can't. I don't know.
Bagel.
Bagel.
Wow, you're so close.
I don't know. I know.
That it's infuriating.
Well, you know,
So close to saying
Benedict
it.
Cumberbatch can't say the word penguin.
How does he say it?
He'll there's a tape you can look it up of him on the Graham Norton show, and they show this nature documentary he narrated, and he said penguin like 5 different ways, and it's all stuff like penguin.
Penguin. Like there's a
Like
wing
he
at
just
the
says
end?
it wrong 5 different ways, and then they try to get him to say it on the show, and he can't say it on the show, and he said he's got a total complex about the word penguin now.
You know who's the best at that? Anthony Hopkins, because he started saying Jaguar, and now that's how everyone
Yeah,
says
they're
it.
like Jaguar.
Up till then, it was Jaguar.
My mom
Now
says
it's Jaguar.
Jaguar.
That's
Yeah.
like Shatner with sabotage instead of
Sabotage.
sabotage. It's like, no, you say sabotage. I say sabotage. Like he just like they called him on it in this VO session, and he's like, no, that's just how I say it.
My mom
not
still
gonna do it.
says, she just said it the other day. I went, I'd like to get an avocado to put on my sandwich. And my mom said, oh, avocados are the best.
Avocados.
Avocados are great for you. I love avocados. And I was like,
Stop saying avocado.
say avocado! Stop it! Do you have family that is in this weird business as well, or were you the
No.
first?
I guess I'm the. I mean, you know what? My sister played Dorothy in The Wiz in high school.
Oh,
There's something.
So it was an all-white Wiz.
yes.
seems
I was
wrong.
on all-white
And it
Wiz.
was very
You
strange.
were in an
Sydney
all-white
Lett's
Wiz?
vision
You
was
were?
completely.
I was the lion in an all-white whiz.
You were?
At the Schwader Theater Jewish Community Center while I was in high school, but it was community theater.
Oh, I love
yeah.
that. That's
a lot of
amazing.
That's so funny.
It wasn't an
Both on a
all-white whiz. It was like a 98% white whiz.
98% white whiz.
Yeah.
There was a Hawaiian in there somewhere.
Yeah, there was one
Yeah.
kid.
Just ease on down the road. Just doesn't seem right if it's an all white
Yeah.
cast. It's,
Yeah, that's weird.
No,
It was
the
awkward,
audiences
for
were
sure.
very supportive anyway.
What was your family like as far as like what did your mom work as a nurse or
Yeah,
did
my
she-
mom was a nurse, and my dad taught at a college at
did
Sheridan
he
College
teach?
in Oakville. He taught early childhood education, and he was the head of the teachers union, and he also plays trumpet. He's a busy guy.
Wow.
He's retired.
Renaissance man.
Oh yes, and but they're they have very traditional upbringing and all that kind of stuff. And my brother is a chemical engineer, and my sister is a shiatsu massage therapist, and they're all in the same. Everyone
So
kind of
after
lives in the
White
same
Wiz,
area.
she went into...
She went to massage therapy. That's-
So for before you had booked this big movie,
Yes.
and before like say Bob's Burgers and some
Yes.
other big things you done, were you sort of like the loser of the kids? Like you're like, I'm just sort of, I'm
loser?
trying
Well,
to
hold on
trying to
now.
make
Wait
it.
a sec.
on.
I wanted.
Because I mean, it sounds like chemical engineer,
Yes,
great career.
the loser of the
Like a
kids.
shiatsu-
Artists are losers. I guess.
Yes.
No.
God.
No. I went to university in Toronto. I went to Ryerson.
Did you go to school for acting?
for radio, television arts. I wanted to be, and I wanted to actually to be an animator when I was in grade school. And because at Sheridan College, I have a really great, one of the best animation classes or studios there, courses. Anyway, and so we made the table at home. We put like the plexiglass and have like the lamp underneath, and you could get the paper at the college, and then I draw it all at home, and then we'd go to the college and I
That's cool.
make. So I have film reels of animation that I've made. when I was, 10 and
Wow.
stuff.
What kind of got you wanting to do animation?
I don't know. I just always loved it for some reason. I always gravitated towards it. And I always liked drawing. And I had like these collector cards that I draw, like these Disney collector cards and stuff.
Oh,
Do you have like a bunch of flip books you made as a kid where you drew?
Sometimes, yeah, like sticky notes. You do that.
Yeah,
and
we
like
used to
your
like-
textbooks.
In elementary, of course, with us, it was all like planes
Stick
blowing
figures.
stuff up,
Yeah.
stick
Yeah.
figures, and they're all dying. And
Yeah,
it's-
people like heads falling off.
I
and
used to
stuff.
try to draw Aladdin
Oh,
drawings.
yes.
I watched Aladdin, then I remember trying to learn how to draw the genie. And I thought it was very difficult because of his face, the way his face didn't look like a regular person's face. It was like it was kind of hard to draw.
Yeah, it's challenging.
I went through the same thing with RoboCop. Did you? Yeah, I was like, this is not an easy face to.
Yeah, no, RoboCop would be
tough
hard.
likeness.
Yeah, tough likeness to get down.
That's hard. All the different sections. I got obsessed with trying to draw the xenomorphs, and it was so hard because I had some action figures of them, and I would try to like get all the lines because like their arms kind of had these sort of tubes
Well, yeah, and you're
on
doing
them
like
and stuff.
whether you knew it or
Couldn't
not, you're
do
doing
it.
H.R. Geiger stuff, which is they are very difficult.
Yeah,
to draw.
they're hard to draw.
What Matt said though, kind of Matt
Did it hurt your heart?
Yes, yeah, it hurt my heart a
Oh.
little bit. And here's why.
Just like her
He
line
called
in
me
the
when he called me a
trailer.
loser.
yeah, no,
Oh.
well, this is why he said the same because he knows.
I know that in
Wait,
the
where
movie
did
you
you go to
say
school? Oh.
that something hurt when they call you an orphan. It hurts your
yeah,
heart.
or
That's why I
hurts
use
my
that
heart.
phrase.
But, like
'Cause
he
I've been-
knows, like in my
It's true.
family, there was a point in time where I was kind of the
Oh,
loser.
you were the
of
loser.
I was
Yeah.
like the loser of the family. Where like everybody was kind of like, "What are you trying to do?" And I remember I was
I'll say
driving in
this
the
now.
car.
I'm the loser of my family. Still,
Hey,
Guys,
listen.
stop it. We're not
I'm
losers.
not.
We're cool.
We're cool. We're doing cool stuff.
We're at the Improv in Los Angeles, California.
I'll say for the record, I have never in my life been cool.
Oh no.
We know,
It's
Matt.
all right.
No, it's
You don't-
it's well
you don't have
known.
to- you don't have to convince us. It's
No,
okay.
it's well known.
We
Tell
were
you about
driving,
my
I was
Parents think
driving in
I'm
the
very
car.
cool, which is
Yeah.
something nerds often say.
I was driving in the car with an uncle, a cousin one time, and him and me were driving through Malibu, and I looked up in the mountains, and I was working. I look up in the mountains, and I go, oh wow, look at that house. That house is so cool. And he goes, you'll never live in a house like that. And I go, what? And he goes, you work at Blockbuster Video. You're never gonna get anything like that.
Who said that to you?
don't.
Wow.
My cousin's husband Tomar said that to me.
Well,
I like
where's
Tomar.
Tomar? Let's call him.
I like
Let's call him
Tomar.
right now.
It's my kind of guy.
But you know what? He FaceTimed me last night because he was like, they talked about Storks on Conan O'Brien. And I was like he was FaceTiming me to show me the video.
And they said your name.
They did.
I saw your
I
post. That's so
freaked-
exciting.
That reminds me of
freaked out.
the great
It's
Mike
very
I
Muratori.
did freak out a little
Oh, well, of course.
Did you tell him that you were like looking into getting a new
bit. I was like,
home?
looking and getting this house I found in Malibu. Deal with that.
Man, it's too small.
Yeah.
I'm going to have them build me another
Too
one.
small.
You see, him saying that reminds me of the great Mike Muratori, a comedian friend of ours, who used
I
to
don't
be.
think anyone's ever called
The
him
great
the
Mike
great
Muratori.
I'm a big fan of Mike
He's
Muratori.
not a magician. What are you talking
Right. I
about?
wish they would announce.
At best, the jury is still out on Mike Muratori.
But he used to work in casting, and he said his motto was "Crush a dream, save a lifetime."
yeah,
Oh wow.
Oh,
That's what Tomar
that's
was.
fair.
pretty rough,
That is
man.
fair, though. Tough but fair.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there comes a certain point when you have to look
But
in the mirror.
it's someone qualified. It's someone
know.
who's working in casting. It's not some douche riding in your car going, "You'll never do this."
That's very true. But you know,
know.
that is really the thing, and that's the situation that you have
you didn't
run
catch
into.
douche. Douche is another thing that we have to edit out.
Oh God.
Oh,
like-
no. No,
I'm
but
just pointing it
yeah.
out so we know.
But I've definitely had moments like when I moved out here and stuff, I was like, oh no, I'm screwed. What am I doing? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
scary
well-
because you're like, nothing's happening, or like I have little tiny jobs, or like I'm barely making.
How long were you out here
payment.
before you booked something big?
Well, I had moved here from Toronto, and I was still doing voice work in Toronto. They were patching me through for some stuff, so thankfully that's what kind of like I was able to survive for the first couple of years living here, and then
Yeah.
and then I got a voice agent out here from the stuff in Toronto, and then I guess Clarence was the big one.
Yeah, Clarence is that was a huge deal.
Yes, it was great. And then
Who was on that show with you?
Tom Kenny and is on it.
SpongeBob.
I love
And-
Tom Kenny.
yeah.
He's the best.
And Eric Edelstein is amazing.
Oh
He's-
my God.
And Spencer Rothbell does Clarence's voice.
Fantastic.
And-
All great people.
Yeah, it's a wonderful cast.
What network is that? Is that
Cartoon
that's
Network.
Was
Yeah.
that a nice place to work?
Yes, it's wonderful. We're still going in tomorrow. I can't wait.
Oh my
Because it's just
God.
like the nicest group of people, and everyone.
How long have you been on that show?
Oh, they're the
for?
nicest group, not the group from
They're
Storks.
the
Is that what
nicest
you're
group of
saying?
people. Well, I just know them in different
Matt.
ways. Matt is really ruffling feathers, huh?
Hey,
Do you like that?
Yeah, very good.
Ruffling some
nice.
feathers.
That's what I do. It's kind of my thing.
Everyone's the nicest group of no, but they are. But I've known them for a while. I guess I don't know. I guess for a few years we've been recording that show.
When did you end up getting on Adventure Time? When did that happen?
Around the same time.
Yeah.
Well, Penn would come to the Tomorrow Show. That's where I
Yeah.
met him. So he was friends with my boyfriend Davy Johnson first, and they actually made an Adventure Time episode called Davy Johnson.
Really?
And he plays, and he because Finn, the character, wants to kind of go incognito, so he shaves his head and he gives himself a mustache and he calls himself Davy Johnson to hide. And Randy Lidke are in it. They're in it together.
Yeah, good friends.
Yes.
I love Davey. Davey is a hysterical comedian.
He is very funny.
Who's the guy that he teams up with sometimes? He has a guy that he teams up with
Randy
sometimes?
Lidke?
Was it him and Randy?
Yep.
That
They were the
show
door
together?
knockers. Yep.
Oh my God! Did I? Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Steve Allen Theater. I did a show that I've done shows there a lot
Yes.
over the years, but I love Ron Lynch. She's
Yes.
amazing and introduced me to a lot of the comics that we've had on our show, which is really really cool. But one night, one thing that Davey did with Randy Lidke that still to this day is one of my favorite bits ever is everybody. The show's going on. It's a regular show, and this Randy Lidke is on stage and he's doing his act and he goes, I'd like to do a bit right now. I think you guys are really going to like it. It's an impression of my next door neighbor who instead of he doesn't have an arm, he has like a crutch for an arm or something like that. He goes, a crutch for an arm. He goes, he doesn't have an arm. He just has a crutch for an arm. Okay, so here we go. And he takes a crutch and he puts it through his thing, and then he puts his hand in his shirt, and then he just kind of limps around, and he goes, hey, I'm Randy's neighbor. Nice to meet you. Right? And it was kind of like weird and kind of funny. And then he just put his hand, kind of continued doing the bit. Mm-hmm. And he finishes, he goes, hey, he does another couple jokes, and then he gets off stage. Mm-hmm. But 20 minutes later, Davey knocks at the door and Ron Lynch goes, oh, there's someone at the door. Who is it? And he opens the door and Davey with his little mustache and his head and everything sticks his head through the door and he goes, hey, sorry, I guess I came in the wrong door. Did Randy perform yet? And he goes, yeah, he did a little while ago. And he goes, oh, he said I could come watch him tonight. I feel so bad that I missed him. And he goes, that's okay. He goes, how do you know him? And he goes, I'm his neighbor. And then he comes in and it's like this terrifying looking wooden crutch arm thing. And it's really gross and creepy. And then Randy comes back from the back and he still has the crutch and he's like, oh, hey, man. And they just stare at each other. And it was so funny. And it really, those door knockers really inspired some of the weird bits that we do on our live show where we do stuff like in the middle of nighttime show live, we did a joke with Brent Weinbach about, Josh Fadem. We did a joke with Josh Fadem about, do you play Pokemon Go? And he said, yeah, sometimes I play it. And I said, let's play it right now in front of everybody. Hey, look, there's a Pokemon, a Pikachu in the room right now. I wonder if we can catch it. And we had given the entire audience Pokeballs.
Imported from China, by the way.
From China. We had them
Hard to
shipped
get.
in.
Yeah.
That's
And
not easy. Look,
not easy.
as
A
someone who
little
does
hard.
not play the game.
Oh, yeah. And we had our dear chubby friend Robbie in a Pikachu costume run around the audience going Pika Pika, and we were like, hit him with the balls, and everyone's chucking balls at this poor guy. And then we just
do great things
It
with
was
Robbie.
great.
He
Poor
loved it.
Robbie,
It
man.
was fun.
No, Robbie likes attention.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he
It
does.
worked out
It
for
worked
Robbie.
out for the best.
Where's Robbie now?
How did he's
He was beaten up at Ralph.
He was at Ralph's?
Yeah,
Is
he
that
was
In
true?
the bathroom.
He took too
What?
long at the bathroom. And
Yeah.
a guy.
If you
Let's,
listen to the Craig Gass episode of this podcast, you hear the whole story.
Oh my gosh, this
It
I'm
gets-
intrigued.
Yeah, things really happen.
Jeez.
You jumped from doing this TV show into this movie situation.
yes.
How does this go down for you?
Well, I was brought in to audition for the scratch track.
Right.
So Ruth Lambert brought me in to audition. So that's all I thought I was going in for. And then it was we had a lot of fun. It was Doug and Nick and me, and we were just joking around and stuff.
Did you think you'd be replaced by a star at some point?
I didn't even think I'd get the scratch track job. And then I got that job. And then I was like, oh, that's great. And then they're like, well, it's temporary. And then they replaced it. I'm like, okay, well, I need the job. It's great. And then, I didn't know for a year. Like we did scratch for about a year.
Were you doing it by yourself the whole time?
No, it was me with the other scratch person who did junior.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Chris Smith. Yeah. Very funny guy.
That's bizarro. Isn't that crazy? Brian Posehn was part of that group, too.
He was?
He was one of the vultures.
Come on. I had no idea.
Yeah, but then they cut the vultures out of the movie.
Where was the vultures?
She's like, I saw the movie.
I was
There's
like,
no
what?
vultures.
That's why I was like, did I miss something?
Yeah, there was some sort of another version of, instead of the wolves, there were vultures at some point.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay,
they were
okay.
Yeah. Weird.
Oh, boy. Yeah. It took it. Yeah, well, it was, there was a lot of figuring out going on.
How do you
Anyway.
when did you find out that you got the actual role in the movie?
I can't remember the exact date. It was like maybe a year and a half ago. Something like that.
What did you
Like a year ago.
What did it feel like?
I
when
couldn't
you found
believe it because it was like there were rumors about it and stuff, but I wasn't sure. 100%.
And then you couldn't tell anyone for a while, right?
Then I couldn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
And I had a letter from Greg Silverman that I have in my fridge that I just covered up with magnets because I didn't want to tell anybody. So, but I knew it was on my fridge, but I didn't tell anybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I would just look and I'd be like, "There's a letter." But it didn't say I had the job. It just said you did a great job with Scratch. And I was like, "Oh, that's so nice to have." So I put it on the fridge, but I covered it up because I didn't want to. Because I signed all these confidentiality things.
I quietly told I think I told Matt and I told Mike.
Yeah, you tell your true blues.
Yeah, you tell your true
Don't
blues.
tell your truths.
Yeah. And I told my mom and I told my girl. And that was about it. Everybody else, I kept it hush.
And that led
hush.
to the great story in the parking garage once you told your mom.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Do you know the story, Katie?
Oh, yes.
Okay, yeah.
I love it. It's very funny.
Gave me a pigeon.
Where is that pigeon now, by the way?
It is in San Diego.
It's alive and well.
It is alive and well.
Oh,
It's doing
what's
great.
his name?
Pigeon Toady. No,
Of
they
course.
kept it. They kept it with the same name.
Have you
of course.
seen the pigeon?
No.
Yeah.
I
Not
would've
live.
eaten
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's
Me
alive.
too.
It's doing fine.
We would have ripped it apart
it
and
out
just
of
gone
cruelty.
nuts.
Just for no other reason. Just spite.
Just suck out its insides and
Yeah.
leave it on the ground.
Oh my God.
Sorry, edit it. No. I don't know how
It's
you eat
okay.
a pigeon. I've never eaten one before. I don't know how you do it.
I'm
I
sure
have
they're
eaten a pigeon
delicious.
in Hong
You
Kong.
have? And how was it?
I was in Hong Kong, and we were at a Chinese restaurant. Of course, you're in Hong Kong, and I was there with Chinese business people. It was an old day job I had 15 years ago. Go to
Okay.
Hong Kong on business,
Very
and I'm
cool.
there. And then they take us to this place, and they're like, "Oh, this is what we're gonna eat." I'm like, "Well, we want the deal, so I'm gonna eat a pigeon." And so
Wait,
you
what
eat
was
it.
the deal?
Yeah, what was the
Like,
deal? That you
we
jumped,
were
you
Wanted a
jumped
free
at?
pigeon. Like,
We were trying to get investors for an e-commerce company I was in.
Oh,
we
that's
designed
what-
credit card processing software online.
my
It's really not
God.
that
I
exciting.
thought
gosh,
you meant it
this
was
is
like
very
some
impressive.
sort of promotion the restaurant.
No,
was
no,
having.
no.
It's
Right
like,
over
well,
my-
Right over our
What's
head.
We
the
were
deal?
trying to get them to give us like $400,000 to
Oh,
finish
I'll
developing
eat a
the software. So
pigeon.
it's like, I'll eat the pigeon, whatever.
I've
I'll
done
eat a
that
pigeon
before.
for $4.
But the pigeon they serve to you, the head of the pigeon is on the plate.
Oh,
It's detached from the body, but the head is there.
That's the worst.
And
kind.
then you eat the pigeon. It tastes just like chicken. It was whatever. It's just like eating a small game bird, like
Yeah.
if you have a Cornish game hen.
Quail.
Except at the end, one of the guys was like, "Oh, are you gonna use the head?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Can I have it?" I'm like, "Be my guest." And he picks up the head with the chopsticks and sucked out the pigeon brain.
Oh no!
So you don't eat the skull
So-
and you don't eat the beak.
No, you just suck the brain out, and I guess that's supposedly the best part.
I bet someone else was like, "Why are
Bird
they
brain.
throwing away the beef?"
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
The best part.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I have eaten pigeon now that I think about it. I didn't remember that until just
Well,
now.
great job,
Well,
Matt.
don't
You-
tell Steven's mom.
you
Or
nailed
I don't
that
know,
story.
Tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have told her that she should rename her pig Delicious. That's what she called her.
God.
She's got a pig?
She has a pig.
She's everything.
She has a
She has
sheep.
zoo.
She has a goat. She's got a ton of chickens, all
Wow.
sorts of weird chickens too, like weird
4 rabbits.
Easily 4 or 5 rabbits.
Oh my
and
gosh.
A bunch of different
a
kinds of
horse.
chickens too.
Yeah, all sorts of different animals.
That's awesome.
The
Yeah, she
silkies
does-
you can pick up and pet, and they're all soft. It's
yeah,
weird.
the silkies are really cool. Yeah, she
That's
takes
nice.
them and brings them to kids' houses and does pony parties and
Oh,
petting
that's
zoos.
so sweet.
It's really sweet.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
It's a really sweet thing.
Oh.
Canadians, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I know.
We should spread our love around the world.
We sure do.
There's not a bad one in the bunch.
What is this? What is this doing to your life? Like, do you feel like you're kind of like? Are you? Is it scary to you at all, or is it? Do you get nervous? Because I'll tell you what, I've had full blown panic attacks about everything involved throughout the process. I mean, not like not scary ones, but
Yeah.
like ones where I'm just kind of sitting there, just freaked out. Like it freaks me out a little bit because I don't know I don't know. I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Do you
well, you're very good at it.
Well,
You're a
do you feel-
natural.
do you feel? Yeah. Do you feel nervous and stuff? Or?
I was nervous when Andy and I first recorded. I was like, "Oh man, what's this gonna be like?"
Ooh.
And it was fine. He's so nice and chill, but I was nervous, and then I was nervous, like just with clothes. Like they got a stylist telling me what to wear.
What?
It's like for the junket, the press junket,
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
and for
What
the
did they
premiere.
tell you to wear?
Well, they
What
just
is
brought
your-
options
Your
and
new
stuff.
style that they've set up for you. Is this
No. These are
Are
my
we looking
regular
at it?
clothes. My Algonquin T-shirt is the one I purchased at the park.
Yep, I
Anyway,
love it.
it's a boys extra large because they didn't have this one just for. Anyway, it doesn't
What
matter.
a bunch of
I know.
What's the matter these people?
For those of you who can't see, it's a T-shirt from Algonquin Park with 4 bears. It's supposed to be an Abbey Road spoof, and it
Yes.
says the Bears instead of the Beatles in that same font. For those of you who can't see.
It's ridiculous.
those of you who
It's-
can't
and
see,
it's a
meaning
beautiful,
Everyone except for the
those
three
of
of
you
us.
who can't see. Yeah. And it is a beautiful, beautiful blue color. Anyway, what
It
were we
is
talking
quite
about?
the ensemble she has on
Yes,
today.
very
I feel
cute.
great. Yeah, I feel,
you got a great.
Yeah.
You got
I
a
feel
very.
great.
I think
You
it
got a
actually
great
says
look.
a lot the t-shirts we're wearing because her is
yeah, we all have-
she's wearing a shirt like that, and
You
I'm wearing a
got-
shirt of a psychotic rabbit that's eating another rabbit.
That's cute.
And other rabbits are reacting to
Yes,
it.
frightened.
in
And
horror.
it is a beautiful, beautiful green color.
yes.
Yes.
I wish I had ever put together an outfit that when I put it on, I said, I feel great.
Yeah, I feel great.
Yeah, not once.
Yeah. Have you ever felt great? Just start
No,
there.
I felt great once in 84.
In '84.
About halfway through Ghostbusters.
Okay.
I was like,
All
I feel
right.
great.
I feel great. And then it's been downhill ever since.
Yeah, the third act of that movie, it falls apart.
Yeah.
I love the movie. Falls apart. And then,
Oh,
She's not
so
the
it's
same.
been downhill since then.
Yeah, yesterday I put on a jacket that I've been saving, and it's a what's it called jacket? A camouflage jacket.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I said,
no one could see you.
I said to the girlfriend right before I go, what do you think of this jacket? And she goes, it's fine. And I go, okay. And so I go out into the world. People are saying nice things to me about the jacket the whole time. I come and up to this point, I thought I look like a guy from like Swamp People when I wear this jacket. I
Yeah.
come home, I go, hey, people, I really like this jacket. I was like,
jacket's a hit.
The jacket's a hit. This is a hit jacket. And she was like, that's great. That's good for you. And I was like, you don't understand. Now I have a new jacket I can wear. I can wear this jacket. It's a nice jacket. It's got lines.
I
and
think
it's-
they're just being nice to you.
It was
They might have
approved.
been. It
Who
was
cares?
approved.
Who cares what they think, Stephen? Who cares? No.
Hey, you know what? I went to the My
Evidently,
Little
Stephen
Pony.
cares.
Yeah.
No.
I went to the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic premiere.
I was trying to get into that night. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
and I wore a blue onesie as a grown man.
Yeah.
I wore a
Well,
blue.
because you don't want to impress a bunch of bronies. Like, who cares what bronies think?
How was it? Why did you
it was
go?
really, really crazy.
Oh, boy.
Famous.
I imagine it's got to be weird.
like
Yeah, I
kids
don't know.
love.
But was John Delancey there?
cartoons. No,
Did
but
you just say kids love cartoons?
kids love cartoons. Yeah, but here's the thing:
this kind of insight you don't find on other podcasts.
Those of you who,
But wait a second.
Oh,
for those of you who
man.
are stupid, kids love
Wait.
cartoons.
But it doesn't matter who the parents are.
Yes.
They could be the most famous parents in the world. And to prove my point, Jamie Foxx came with his children and sat through Friendship is Magic, My Little Pony, with all
See?
of his kids.
Good
and
dad.
they all said, yeah. I was
I'm
like,
such
man,
a
oh,
trekker
man.
that if John Delancey was there, I would go sit through My Little Pony Friendship's Magic just because Q is there.
Yeah.
That's all I would care about.
Tara Strong was there. Who
Yeah,
I
she's not in Star
adore.
Trek.
Do you know
Oh, she's
Tara Strong?
great.
I know. I love
I've-
Tara Strong. Which
She does a lot of great voices.
a lot of stuff. She's great on Drawn Together. Oh.
What are the voices like that you do on the other shows? Do you do weird voices on shows, or
I mean, they're mostly just. I do a teacher, Miss Baker, and Mary is kind of has more of a Jersey accent on
Wait,
Clarence.
let's just hear a little bit. Can you do a tiny bit? Would you mind?
I mean, it's basically just
She
my
just
voice.
made the I really mind.
I'm like,
face.
no. I'm like,
What does Miss
I mean,
Baker
it's
sound
just like me, man. It's like, okay, guys, so let's sit down and okay, well, that's not sitting down, but okay, it's good enough. That kind of stuff. Like it's just my voice. I'm not like.
I love it.
Thank you.
And what do you do on Bob's Burgers?
I'm a character called Haley. She's in a sleepover episode, and she's in another episode where it's a birthday party.
Oh, is she a friend of the one who wears the rabbit ears?
Yes.
thing? Okay.
Similar, different.
Similar. She's like high-pitched kid.
Let me just
Like,
tiny
it's just
bit.
basically the same as my
No,
voice.
but you have such a great voice.
I know, but it's all this. I don't know. I feel subconscious. Like,
You do have a great voice, though.
hey guys, like, what are we gonna do next? Okay, well, come on, let's go. I don't know. I don't know
love
what she's
it. I
saying.
love it.
It's like
okay,
a
well,
happier version of you.
It's a happier version.
Yeah.
It's you and your.
I'm never sad. I'm always glad version of me.
But
No,
you
It's
know
how
what?
you sound in
Yeah.
your best outfit, I would imagine.
that's how I sound in my.
I feel great.
Yeah, I feel great.
Well, you know what's really nice is in Storks you get
That's why Mike doesn't have a voiceover career.
Like
I'm basically in Storks.
all
I'm really
clothing.
just me for sure.
it's just you, but it is all the different versions of you too. It's like a
Yeah.
lot of different sides of you. And
I'm sad. I'm
especially-
happy. I'm glad.
Oh yeah, but your range in that character, the acting in that character is fantastic.
Oh, Steven, that's so nice.
People love it, and
Thanks.
I love it. I think it is a fantastic job. I think you really kill it. And
Thanks so much.
no, it's really neat. Because there's a lot of there's a difference between doing a part on a Cartoon Network show or having a through line through an emotional line of a thing, and there's sad moments and there's happy moments, and you really feel it when you're watching it. Yeah, the acting is on par.
Thanks
It's
so
very, very
much.
nice. It's cool.
Thanks, Steven.
It's got to be.
I can't wait to watch it when it comes out on DVD.
Oh no, you gotta
Matt, you're the
hope
worst person on earth.
Netflix.
What's
or
the
something.
matter
That is
with
too
you?
practical.
You have to go see it, and you got to go see it this weekend.
If you don't see it
I
on
will
the
see
big
it this weekend.
screen,
We're going on Sunday.
I know we're all
right?
going. We're all
Yeah.
going to a big. We're gonna go.
you gotta see it on the big screen. It's the only way. Are you gonna see it in the 3D?
I want to see it in 3D. I haven't seen it in 3D, but
Neither have
I want to see it.
Yeah, who knows?
I know.
But you know that there's a part in it. Not gonna give it away.
Yeah. What's the part?
There's a part that's very clearly a good 3D part.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it.
Is it like
Give it
in Friday
away.
the 13th when they take a pitchwork and stab it at the
It
viewers
has
in
a
Friday the 13th
real.
part 3?
There actually is a real. I was actually thinking of Friday the 13th.
There's a couple-
Was it the
there's-
3 one? The third one's 3D,
third one.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
couple moments.
Part
That's the one that
are-
was
Part
like the most
3D.
like there takes the knife and swinging it at the
Yeah.
camera. It's
And there'd be like a yo-yo for no reason.
Yeah.
Stuff like
it's
that.
the one that is the most ridiculous, over the top.
Oh,
fake.
does one of
Love
the
it.
birds fly at the camera?
I am not gonna say, but there is definitely birds
That's
flying.
what happens.
Does it crash into
A
the
bird flies at the
Screen,
camera.
There's a one that there's just a bird that goes 3D, 3D.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Anyway.
That's hysterical.
I'll talk to you after. I'll
I
tell you.
can't wait.
But there's like a very specific part I want to.
Really?
Why don't you
Yes.
just tell us it's obviously killing you?
Oh, I don't want to give it away. You're,
not
gonna have to
get in
go to the
trouble.
We'll see on Sunday,
No
Mike.
way.
Yeah.
We'll see on Sunday.
Ooh,
What's this
Sunday.
we? I'm not going Sunday.
What do you mean you're not going Sunday?
All the winners get to go. I wasn't invited.
You were too
invited.
Of
Oh,
course
okay.
you're
Well, then
invited.
I'll see you
Whoa.
Sunday
What am I
then.
witnessing?
As of now, we're doing. We're gonna do a screening.
And that's how you get invited to things, kids.
No. 1:30 in the afternoon at
Wait, I
AMC
think
in
Mike
Burbank.
almost feels
Oh.
great. He's included now. You
I'm
almost feel
close
great.
to feeling great.
You guys gonna go to Tender
Feel
Greens
pretty
after?
good.
You're gonna go to San Fernando and check out
Do we
Urban
look
Outfitters.
like we're going to Tender Greens ever?
I love Tender Greens.
I love
But I mean,
tender
like-
greens. He doesn't
they
love
got-
tender. Yeah,
All
All
he's
right,
not.
you're gonna go to.
He's a
What else
Quiznos.
is there? There's
Think of a really unhealthy place.
Yeah.
Try your best.
there's the
Pizza
grilled
Hut,
cheese
Taco
place.
Bell.
There's the grilled cheese place right
Yes,
beside it.
you already win at grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Taco
I
Bell
don't care
Pizza
what the
Hut
place
combo.
is called.
Yeah.
I like
I think
that.
it's just called Melt.
They have a place
Oh, yeah,
that's
I've heard
Taco
that. Yeah,
Bell,
no.
KFC,
Not that I'm
and
a
Pizza Hut
spokesperson.
all in one roof.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, it's
it
all the Yum
exists.
brands in one place.
That's
Yeah.
madness.
Which, by the way, is a great name for that company to have. Yum brands.
Yeah.
Yum.
Like that's.
I mean,
Somebody
That's really
brilliant.
all they're
that's
selling.
almost as good as Grade A Meat. Do you remember that company?
gross,
That's
yeah.
a company that doesn't exist anymore.
100% beef.
Yeah, 100% beef, and it definitely wasn't.
There's a PF Chang's across the street. There's a PF
Oh,
Chang's
okay.
on Magnolia
I could
Yeah.
eat it
by the
PF
Old
Chang's.
Navy.
Oh, that's nice.
Little do you know, Katie Crown actually started Google Maps. She's the one who started.
I know that
putting Google
area
placements.
so well. I'm around there all the time.
What do you like? How do you feel like this project has changed your life?
Oh yes, that was a question
That
you
was
were
the question.
asking.
I
You
wanna
asked and
know,
brought it
but
back.
you didn't say
Well,
it.
you know what?
didn't say it.
It feels very surreal. Like it still doesn't feel real. I was talking to Brian over here.
Who's doing a show with you Saturday night?
Yes.
Steve Allen Theater.
But I don't know. It's very exciting. Like it feels crazy. Like the premiere that we went to felt crazy. Like
Yeah.
it just
Have
it's
you
very
bought
exciting.
yourself like diamonds and furs yet? or anything?
No. I got
What's a big lavish thing you bought for yourself?
I I don't know. I'm trying to think. I got like
Besides the bear shirt.
just getting
Besides
stuff off of
spoiling yourself with the bear shirt. What else?
like going out to eat and not feeling like I can't, going to a nice restaurant or something.
Do you get excited?
Ordering food more, or
Do you get excited seeing like all the promo for the movie? Like with Steven in the car, every single time we drive by a bus stop, a billboard, anything, he's like, "Hey, check out their store."
It's all over the place.
Yeah, I freak out about everything involved. But Matt found something.
I got something. My mom actually got it.
Oh, this is what you were waiting to tell me from the beginning.
So I'm gonna give it to you.
So patient.
Because there's no pigeon toady on this, but apparently,
what is it?
At Menchie's Frozen Yogurt, they have cups featuring Tulip and Junior and a bunch of babies.
Oh my gosh! You know what?
And that's yours. Unused frozen yogurt cup.
Yep,
that is yours.
Menchie's frozen yogurt.
There's a little piece of poo in there. Whose is that? I'm kidding. Oh, I can't say that. It's for kids. Sorry, I'm kidding. This is very nice of you.
Kids say poo.
This is not kids. Sorry, there's not anything in here. Sorry, that was a cheap joke. That's so sweet. Thanks. I'm gonna put a bunch of pencils and stuff.
Yeah,
in
put
there.
like your coins in there or whatever.
I like that there's already
nice.
plans
Thanks.
for the cup.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I'm imagining where it goes on my desk. I'm gonna move that thing. I have like a Jolly Bees cup on my desk because I like how it looks so much.
I just cashed in my change
gonna
jar the other
move
day.
that
Like I was
thing.
very
I was
excited
gonna
about
move that thing. Do you love displaying stuff? Sorry, I totally.
I do quite a bit.
Oh, he's got so
too.
many freaking toys.
Me
It
too.
will blow your mind.
Oh
Mike's-
my gosh, I understand.
Mike's place is nothing but toys.
Yeah, it's
What
there's
stuff-
barely room for me.
What stuff do you like?
Mostly NECA, like
the
alien sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, man.
When you were talking xenomorphs, that was right up
And
my alley.
He-Man
Me
is his
too.
all-time favorite, right?
Yeah.
But the NECA had those great Ninja Turtles too.
Yeah, I
Remember?
have those, and I have the new ones that are coming from the con.
Yes.
that you have to pre-order with Shredder.
I don't have those, but I saw those, and oh man, I actually was
I'm very
looking at
excited
them.
about the video game ones from Comic-Con.
Oh my gosh.
We could do a
I
whole
did
other
not know I know those.
podcast just about this.
About toys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You do one, right? What's your other podcast?
I do a show called Power Pals.
Oh, it's a
and
great
all
show.
Yeah.
Nerds being nerdy.
I love collecting.
Well, if you're
vinyl
ever going to do a
toys
Star
and
Trek
stuff.
episode of Power Pals, you know who to call.
Oh, we will, and you're definitely going to get called.
What do you like collecting?
I like just vinyl toys and stuff as well. Like, I have a lot of those things, and like masks too. Like masks, like They Live, the
Oh, yeah.
head.
What?
And like Season of the Witch, Halloween 3.
Oh,
like
man.
Speaking of They
I
Live,
wish
you should
I
listen to
could.
our Keith David episode of this podcast. With the great
Yeah.
Keith David
Very
from the-
cool. I did an episode of Adventure Time with Keith David.
Oh,
Oh
awesome.
my
Yeah.
god.
He's so cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's
It's very
so
cool.
cool.
Thanks for this.
Yeah.
That's very
You're welcome.
thoughtful.
Who else have you gotten to work with that you were excited about working with?
Oh, when I first was working with Tom Kenny, I was so excited. I was so
He's the
ecstatic because I
coolest.
really look up to him, and then it's nice to have him as a friend.
He's so good on
You
Mr.
know what
Show.
my favorite thing he ever did is Shakes the Clown.
Oh yeah.
That was, I love that movie so much. And it gets funnier, I think, the longer you've done stand-up.
Yeah.
But him
Yeah.
as the villain in it, perfect. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
yeah, it's amazingly funny.
Wow.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who's downstairs
Who's this
right
different?
now?
Oh,
Eh.
he's
All
great.
ties
Oh
together.
yeah.
It all comes full circle.
I love
We're
Keith
all
David.
connected.
Yeah.
When we had Keith David on the show, it was neat to kind of be like, all right, you were in Requiem for a Dream, but before that, you were on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So let's
I
talk
forgot he
about
was
that.
in Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And I was super excited because he narrates Ken Burns documentaries. And I was like, who's the guy from the Ken Burns
Think about
Such a
that.
nerd,
That guy's
right? This guy. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're the best. You're the best.
I'm a nerd. I don't care.
No, I know you really
You
are.
brought this in a bag?
Yeah, do you want the
So
bag?
nice.
for
I
it?
thought you were pulling out
No,
the
I-
plastic bag.
That was so nice.
to smother
Yeah.
yourself.
Katie, I found a weird.
Although I don't know, I feel
kids,
weird
kids.
putting that cup with babies inside a plastic bag because you're supposed to keep babies in plastic bags separate.
I
There's like a
know.
warning on every
But
plastic
then how
bag
else
now.
are you going to carry your baby around?
I don't know. Yeah.
You got to have a
Doesn't anyone need to
bag.
do that?
What are people supposed to do?
I found this online the other day. Just how weird fandom stuff is.
What's that?
Red Ted Art Pigeon TP roll inspired by new movie Storks. That's the title. And I was like, what does that mean? And I started scrolling
Is it
down.
pigeon toady toilet paper?
It is a pigeon toady. How to turn your roll of toilet paper into
that's really cool.
Oh, that's very
the
good.
pigeon
That's very
from
inventive.
Have you started making one yet?
no, but I challenged people online. I said, if
Oh,
you
yeah.
can make one, I'll follow you.
'Cause
or
that does
something.
look
and they immediately
great.
did not do it.
Well, it's quite. It looks like a
public
quite
didn't rush to
extensive
the-
work,
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, it seems
It looks
like a lot of work.
You gotta cut it. You
I
gotta
thought it was gonna
paint
be like a roll of toilet paper with Pigeon Toadie's face on it, and you roll out the
No.
toilet paper.
What if someone does like a half-ass job? Like, what if
Yeah.
someone's just like here and just draws like, and they're like, here, can we follow me now? Like, do you have certain parameters they have to meet in order for you
They
to?
should. There should
Yeah.
be some sort of parameters. I saw a sculpture of Tulip of your character the other day.
What?
A full-blown sculpture.
Like
I
3D
will-
print or something?
Nope. Somebody hand sculpted
Oh.
your character, and I will
That's cool.
show it to you, and you're gonna go, "What the heck?" Here it is, right here.
Yes.
I had it ready for you. There
Oh.
you go. Did you see that?
Oh wow, that looks amazing.
Whoa!
Isn't that insane?
Oh my gosh, that's really neat.
Yeah, we'll tweet a pic. We'll tweet
You'll
that
have to
picture.
tweet that
pic.
picture.
For those
Otherwise,
of you
people
who-
listening to this podcast are like, "Oh, that's great." They're looking at pictures together.
Yeah, check out my Twitter. I'll tag Katie in it.
It's neat.
It's
It's a
cool
bust.
though.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat? I know this stuff.
So,
is,
were you
this is
excited about playing a redhead in the movie?
Oh
Was that
yeah, my
thrill
dream
for
come
you?
true.
Matt is a redhead.
Yes, it was great. It was a privilege.
Hey, you know what?
You represent our community well. I hope.
I hope I. Well,
I hope you do.
mean,
I'll let you know after Sunday.
Let me know.
I'll tweet you.
And
a
if-
lot of comments about your hair in the film and how you're
She
you're
uses it.
representing women with
Hair.
very curly and big curly hair.
My
That's
sister
the
would be
statement
excited
I
about that.
wanted.
Isn't that bizarre? I love it.
My sister has orange curly hair. She'll
Yeah.
be
Does
very
she
excited
really?
about that. Yeah.
Forget that she's a really smart, intelligent kid. She's
Yeah.
just got this crazy red hair. We're gonna talk about it. She builds planes, but this hair. Let's talk about the hair. Yes, it's very cool.
That's so funny.
I love her hair, but she's got a great mind.
Yeah, no, she's very smart. She's a very
Very
smart
smart.
character.
But
love
she's majorly flawed. Just
Now,
see the film.
Did
Oh.
anything that you recorded end up not making it into the movie? Like, was
Oh
there
yeah,
any?
tons. Yes, sorry, I totally talked over your question.
Yeah. So I mean, like, was there anything that you recorded where you're like, this is gonna be the funniest thing ever, and then like it's just not even in the movie anymore?
Yeah, there. You know what? There were parts that we recorded that because there was so much stuff to. There was a lot of great stuff to sift through. Like, so there were some things that I remember, actually, that Andy had said that I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see that. And they're like, oh, they didn't. Oh, they changed it. They changed it. They didn't use it. Stuff
That's
like
so
that.
weird too.
Yeah.
But just like no one's gonna know about them, and it doesn't serve the movie. It's just like for our own fun.
There was a thing.
yeah,
that-
totally.
They told me the other day that my character was really polarizing, and that the audience either love the character or they hate the character. It's one of the two. And then what they did in editing and in kind of figuring it out is they decided that every single time my character does anything, he immediately has karma slap him in the face.
Oh.
So. And by doing that, it got the ratings when they were doing the
Testing.
the testing way up on the character from adults, because adults were suddenly like, oh, I like this guy. He keeps learning his lesson every time he's a jackass. Which when you don't do that, then he just continues to get to be a jackass without anything bad happening to him. So
Right.
that was kind of neat. I thought that was kind of weird and cool.
Yeah, that whole process is so interesting. Stuff I would never even think of. Like
Now,
all
we
the
were
different-
checking out reviews earlier, like the early reviews, and they've mostly been pretty good, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then there was that one guy who hated Pigeon Toadie, which was hilarious.
Yes.
Oh no, let's not talk.
There's
about
that's
that. There's
okay
always
though. There's
Yeah,
always going to
there's
be
gonna be
people that have
haters gonna hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's
Well, I
part
love
of
Steven was in a musical. Like when I first met Steven, he was touring the country in a musical that was a sequel to Fiddler on the Roof. Right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Called
gosh.
Sleep on Orchard
Touring the
Street. That's how we
country.
met, because he was staying in a motel attached to a bowling alley where I was hosting an open mic.
Yes.
Oh my god!
And then he started doing open mics there while they were in town, and then he moved to LA. And
So
we've been
you're
friends for-
because you sing
long
and
time.
you have a great singing voice.
Oh
Yeah.
well, geez.
Yeah, he can.
I was
bang.
wondering. I was like, oh, this guy has a vocal.
But he had a hat
Vocal
that he
range.
had at the time, because a review of that show when he was in Chicago just said Stephen Glickman is loud. And he got
well,
that.
that's a
He
bad
got that on his hat, and there was a quote in there that I forget what it was. I was like, "You got to get that on a hat now," and I forget what the quote
Yeah,
was.
it was like it was something about me annoying this guy into submission. Like I annoyed him until he liked me.
And I'm like,
Which
"That's
was
a great
kinda-
quote. You got to
kinda
get that on a
great.
hat."
It was
now.
kind of awesome.
Yeah.
But you know, that's understandable. With a
Annoyed me
character-
into submission.
Well, that's the thing with the character like that, is that it's gonna
He's doing a weird voice.
I'm doing a weird thing, and that's part of the deal.
It's a cartoon.
You're out
Again,
of the
weird
you're
voices.
running a risk.
Hey, listen, Entertainment Weekly, Hollywood Reporter,
loved it.
loved the movie.
Conan O'Brien loved it.
Conan O'Brien loved it. The Wrap, Movie Nation, Forbes wrote a
Jeez.
gorgeous review about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Forbes magazine.
Forbes magazine.
I did read.
Outrageous.
I did actually.
How much
read
money are you
first.
making for this movie where Forbes is covering it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Forbes got to cover it.
well, they've got
If
to.
Forbes doesn't cover it,
now.
Actually says in the review, I got to cover this.
When you did the junket and you were with Andy going from thing to thing, did
Yes.
you guys have a good time together?
yes, I was nervous for that as well off the top because I never done anything like that before.
Oh, me
So like the first like round table because the first day we did like print ads, so you go to different rooms and you do these things called round tables and you sit with various journalists and they ask you questions and stuff. And then the first question they asked, the first interview we had, and I got talking and I kind of forgot what I was talking about. I had that same stress as like when you're answering a question in like history class in high school and you're like, because therefore, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I don't know what I'm saying.
Oh god!
And then I said something else, and one of the journalists was like, "Nice save." And I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared." Anyway, but then it got easier and easier, and it was fine. And by the end of the day, it was like, "Oh, that's great." And then
Did you keep getting asked the same questions over and over again?
Yes.
What's the most annoying question you got asked a bunch of times?
Not annoying, but
What's
just
the most common
It was
question?
just the most common question. Like it was easy to answer. It was just like like did you guys? Oh no, it was like what's easier? There was a few, but one was I was like, what's easier, live action or voice acting? And then we'd be like, voice act is easier. Obviously.
No one can see. Yeah,
But they were
You know how to read.
yeah, but that was that was the most common. And then
Marcel Marceau would disagree.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Look at me dropping mime references. Look at that.
Drop Marcel.
By the way, mimes, terrible podcasters.
Yeah, just
Terrible.
the worst show ever.
I find it helps me get to sleep. I just put on,
The old Marcel
Yeah.
podcast.
It's just someone putting the kettle on and laying down. It's not even mine.
Hysterical.
Like when he's doing that box thing, I knock right out.
Yeah.
I
hear
had
it.
literally no idea what I was in for with that junket. And when
Yes.
I arrived to the hotel, to the little room,
Yes.
I go in the room and it's this giant room, and I put my clothes down, and then they have this makeup artist there to kind of make me look like I'm not a homeless man, some sort of creepy
Good.
pirate guy.
Yeah.
And then I go, they brought out bagels and breakfast, and I go,
What they bring out? Can we get Katie to say what they brought out?
what did they bring out?
Sounds like you took care of that.
Was it
You said it.
bagels and bagels?
Yeah.
How would you say that? How would you say that, Katie?
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I had a bagel, and then I turned.
What did you have? Katie, can you repeat that? I couldn't remember.
It sounded pretty much like you had like a round bread. And,
There we go. Check it.
That's pretty close.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty close actually. So I had the bagel, and then I turned and I turned.
bread.
I know. I turned to the
I
lady.
want
do it
this to
again.
be a loop where we're just cutting. This
I turned to this lady and I go, excuse me, should we save some of these for Kelsey Grammer? And the lady went, what are you talking about? And I was like, for him for breakfast. And they said, he has his own room.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we're not sharing a room together? Like I had
We're not roommates?
We're
not moving in together?
We were best friends living together in a room. I had no idea what I was doing. And then this is so great. I don't know if I ever told you this, but
No.
so him and me
don't know.
going to do an international press roundtable thing.
You hung out with him more. I want to know what it was like because I just met him that one press what was it called even where we're sitting up.
Well,
on
we
the
were
thing?
doing the press conference.
The press conference.
Yeah. Oof. That was that my palms were sweating. I was a little nervous because I was sitting
Palms
next
are
to
sweaty. Mom's
Yeah.
spaghetti.
Mom's spaghetti. I was very
A
nervous.
classic
Every time.
song.
Because you're up there and you're like, I can't, like, you're just up there. That's it. It's like, it was kind of nervous.
You're naked up there.
Yeah, you're a little naked.
But sorry, I
And you
interrupted
don't want
you.
to sound, and you
Well,
don't
that's
want-
because you threw your clothes down in the room. That's why you're out there
Right, there
naked.
we go.
Yeah, I know.
Should put them on.
We're all
I didn't
trying to be
wanna,
polite.
I know. I
Right.
didn't want to I didn't want to say the wrong thing in front of all the people that we work with either. I was like nervous about saying the wrong thing about the movie. And the one thing I got off in the room, which I was very happy about, is somebody said, what do you think is the difference between this movie and other animated movies this year? And I said, this movie doesn't try to tear your heart out. It is a sweet movie that is heartwarming. It's not heartbreaking.
Take that, Ice Age.
Yeah, deal with that, Nemo. So I got a little like pound on the shoulder from Nick Stoller. And I was
nice.
like, okay, good.
Okay, you were going to tell a Kelsey Grammer story, and I think we stepped on it.
Very quickly. Kelsey Grammer and me go in to do international press, and we're sitting down there, and I'm sitting next to him, and they go, okay, it was like a guy from Japan, and he goes, quick question, what was your inspiration for the character, right? And so, Kelsey Grammer's like, I took inspiration from some of my favorite actors, and then he listed a couple actors, Sir John Gielgud, or whatever, right? And then I said Walter Cronkite and Kevin, my old roommate from a long time ago, right? And then another guy goes, okay, quick question. What was your favorite moment in the film? And Kelsey Grammer goes, my favorite moment in the film was the moment when the son turns to the father and says, time is going to go by so fast, Dad. And then I'm sorry, I'm getting I'm sorry, I get a little emotional. And I go, and he gets teared up. His eyes tear up. And I go, oh my God. And I go, it's okay, Kelsey. And I put my hand on his shoulder and he goes, Steven, tell them your favorite moment. And I go, my favorite moment is at the end when all the families get, all the different kinds of families get babies that they'd always wanted.
At the end. You're telling the end of the movie.
What? Oh, yeah. I guess, am I not supposed to say that?
Spoiler alert.
Maybe I don't say that.
You might want to not say the end of the movie.
I don't know when you edited all the dicks out and the douchebag. Throw this in.
I mean.
I'll say it differently. I'll say, well, okay. So that I said, okay, well, Kelsey, my favorite moment in the film is that family kind of gets is constantly being redefined. And I think that's a very important theme in the film, and I really like the way it was handled by the studio. And he goes, very well said. All right, we're done in here. Thanks so much.
Oh wow!
We get up, we shake hands with everyone, we walk out of the room, we go into the next room. First question, quick question. What was your favorite moment in the film? And Kelsey Grammer goes, my favorite moment in the film was when the son turns to the father. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. And I go, what's happening? Like in my brain, I'm like, what's going on? And he does the same story again with tears. And I'm like, this guy is amazing.
That's why he's an Emmy winner.
This guy is no joke. Then we go to do the women's the conference with all the moms.
Oh yeah, the baby shower.
Oh yeah, this huge giant baby shower room, and we're having this wonderful time, and everyone's asking great questions. And about like 5 minutes into it, someone says, "What's your favorite moment in the film?" And I look at Kelsey. He looks at me, and he goes, "My favorite moment in the film," and does it again. Tears up again. 4 times that day.
It's amazing.
He told the same story, and I asked him about it afterwards, and I was like, why that story? And he was like, people react when you talk about something that's emotionally charged. And that moment in the film was the moment that reminded me the most of my kids, and it hit home with me the hardest. So every time I talk about it, I actually do get a little choked up, it's a good trick when you're talking to people about something, but it's also comes from a very real place that he really does have great kids, and
what I want to know is
and it's
how
a
could
great
you spend
dad.
all the time with Kelsey Grammer and not just ask him to sing like Gilbert and Sullivan songs like all day long? That's all I want to hear from him.
Man,
I just want to hear him sing "I Am the Very Model of a Modern Major General."
we talked about Anastasia, the movie, and when I sang a little bit to him in the bathroom. Because we were washing
You
our
serenaded
hands.
him.
What do you think when you sang to
He
him?
laughed. He thought it was hilarious and very uncomfortable.
Was Katie in the elevator with you when you did your...
You were in the elevator when we did the elevator scene in real life with Andy, right? Were you there? When Andy said,
probably a no.
do the scene. And we were in the elevator on the way down.
No, I don't think. Wait, the one where like the game last... That whole thing?
I did that in real life with Andy in front of a whole
I don't
elevator
think I was
full of people.
there. Was that day?
Yeah, that day at the end of the day.
I mean,
It was-
I don't remember
no, it was
that.
too much.
I
It
must
was
have. I
ridiculous.
must have not been. I don't
I think
know.
Nick was in the elevator and a bunch of the other guys.
I don't know.
Anyways, I know we're talking way too much about all this.
Well, it's
silly
very
stuff.
exciting.
But it is really exciting, and it's a really fun thing to think about. What do you?
No.
what
Did
do
you guys interact much during the recording?
No.
No.
We did a short together.
Yeah, we did the. We're doing the Pigeon Toady, like
Extra.
Like it's like a Pigeon
It's the
Toady,
DVD extras
and
that
it's
we
like a
did.
DVD extra
Yeah.
with Pigeon Toady and Tulip and a bunch of the other characters talking about babies and how to raise a baby. And I know it's going to be on the DVD. It's going to be
That's
very
cool.
funny.
Yeah.
So like you were both working on this movie for like 3 years and didn't really see each other at all?
I didn't meet you until the press junket weekend. I feel like that's when I met you. Wait, did we meet before? I don't think we did.
We met.
Oh no, we met when we recorded.
when we recorded together.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
that was it. So we just had met one day previous, and it was like a week before the junket. I think.
I know, and I
That's
followed
crazy.
you. I followed you
I
on
know.
Twitter.
I know.
And I was like, I was watching and reading your tweets, and your tweets are absolutely hysterical. And if you're not already following Katie, you need to follow her.
Thanks. I don't tweet a whole bunch. Sometimes I'll go in spurts. So I mean, I'm not very consistent, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's so funny. I can
Way
we
to
read?
sell it.
I know. I don't really. You know
Get the
what? I'm
public
not really.
excited.
I'm not really a huge social media tycoon.
No, but I really like the way that you handle yourself on there. You don't like the one thing that I talk way too much, but stuff like this. If Tom Waits was your grandpa and somebody said, "Holy Tom Waits is so cool," you'd be like, "Who? My grandpa?" That's a great.
It's true.
And you're Katie _ Crown?
I am. I'm Katie _ Crown.
4,618
This is
followers.
one of my favorite. Mike,
now
Mike,
4,619
that one
followers.
right there. Read that out loud.
Bam.
The stats
which
are
one?
going up.
There you go.
I mean-
the YouTube one. The one about
Oh. Just watched a couple vids on YouTube. Feeling confident enough to neuter my dog myself.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe this is a promo for my Twitter page, guys.
It's so funny.
Oh, boy.
It's hang on. This one, read the top. Wait, read the top one, Mike. Read the top one, Mike. Read it out loud. You're the announcer. This is what you have to do.
Okay.
Oh my gosh!
Buying a birthday gift for my nephew is hard. Would he like a brick of cheese or shredded cheese, or what kind of cheese do 7-year-olds even like?
Baby Bell. That's the kind of cheese they like. Baby Bell.
That's true. Sort of a rhetorical question.
Oh, wait. Read this one, Mike. Wait, Matt, you read this one. Top one.
Oh,
one.
I can't
All right.
believe this is happening.
I know, they're so funny.
Is that movie Gland Torino about someone turning their lymph nodes into a car?
Gland instead of grand.
It's so stupid, but it's great.
I like puns.
It's so great.
Sometimes what I like about a tweet, what makes me laugh, is that it went through the person's head and then they went ahead and wrote it out and put it out there.
Yes. That's Twitter, man.
That's
I
Glenn
don't-
Torino is that for me. I was like, I love the whole the whole chain of the process
You
that it went
commit to
through.
it.
Yeah.
I made a point.
Yeah, that you committed to that.
I find I usually tweet one after I've had like a very strong coffee. And I'm like, this is great.
Okay. Wait. All right,
Steven,
Matt,
come on.
Matt, read the top one on this one.
Oh, boy.
This is like a comedy
Just the top
audit
one. Just the
that
top
we're
one.
I know it
No,
is.
it's-
That's a perfect
I love it.
example.
I love it.
Okay.
Please.
Steven's very supportive. I really
Speaking of puns,
appreciate it.
is it true that the bassist from Red Hot Chili Peppers is looking for freelance work?
Yes.
That's a good. No,
His
that's a
name is
good one.
Flea.
You kind of messed it up.
Do you know
but that's
Flea
okay.
is in a movie from the 80s about
Called
when they
Suburbia.
is that the one was where they tore down the freeway?
Yeah,
The
it's
605,
called
yeah.
Suburbia. Yeah.
Oh my.
It's a weird
this is-
movie.
This is one of
No,
my.
you met the author of Suburbia, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh God. Really. All right.
Who's
wait,
the author
I
of
believe
Suburbia?
you actually mounted a production of Suburbia. Did you not?
do you know that play? Have you ever heard of the
I've
play
never
by
seen-
Eric Bogosian? You ever
No,
familiar with that?
I'm not.
Um,
I'm not a truthist.
I put on a play in New York City.
You did?
Yep, I did. In the East Village, I put on. It was the first New York production of Suburbia that was in a theater that wasn't in a school. That since the show had been on Broadway
Huh.
with like Steve Zahn and Martha
Eric
Plimpton.
Bogosian,
Wow.
famous for
Yeah, Eric
That's
Bogosian.
amazing.
Radio.
Yeah,
and-
talk radio and banging nails into the floor with my head and all
very
sorts of
famous
other
You did the play with
playwright.
Steve Zahn and Martha Plimpton?
No, they had done a play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They had done a play. I wanted to
Without
do
him.
Yeah, so I wanted to redo
'cause you were
that
busy.
play.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I wanted to do that
Without
play.
the
couldn't make it.
peskiness of stars.
Yes.
So I wanted to
So-
buy the rights to do the play in the
Distraction.
East Village, and I
Awesome.
was 20 years old, 21.
Oh, wow. It's very ambitious.
Well, yeah. So
It gets
I-
better.
Oh, okay.
Here's
Oh,
what
no.
happens.
Much more ambitious.
I'm being too nice. Okay.
So I decide I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it on, and they say no. The show's never been done in New York, and it's buying rights to put on a show in New York is different because then it becomes off Broadway or off
Yeah.
Broadway, and that's a different classification theater wise. And I begged them. I said, look, I'm the guy to do this. I grew up in a suburban neighborhood. I lived. I used to hang out at the 7-Eleven all the time with my buddies, and I smoked cigarettes for the first time, like doing things like that, and drank my first beer. Sitting in front of a 7-Eleven, like I should be the one to do this. And Eric Bogosian finally said, "That's fine. You can do the show. You can direct and put on the show down there."
Amazing.
And amazing,
Just amazing.
Yeah.
that he would do-
Amazing that he would agree to something like this.
Holy crow.
And I immediately sent him 26 pages of notes because the script was old. And I tried
How old
to
were you?
update
21?
it. I was 21.
Wow.
I sent him 26 pages of how to update the script from the 1980s, early 90s version to what it was at this time. And it said in the script that it should be constantly updated, that the script should be updated, but it wasn't. So I sent him notes of how to update it.
And what did he
And
say?
he wrote back, "You are a ballsy son of a bitch. We'll let you do these like 4 changes."
Oh,
and
wow.
That's it. It was like saying the president was a different president, like things like that. But yeah, he was to this day, one of the ballsiest things I've ever done. in my
Wow.
life.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, I remember because the weird thing is I wrote it out as a letter on a computer, and I printed the letter, and then I mailed the letter. It wasn't like an email or something. Like this had to be done, in a very specific
yeah.
way to Drama Works.
Did
I
it ever
believe.
happen?
So it was like a super
Yeah,
formal.
we put the show on, and it was a giant pain in the ass. And I mean, trying to imagine like here in LA, you put a play on, or you put a show on. We shoot shorts all the time. You just travel to places, you go pick up costumes, and then you drive them, throw them in the back of a truck. New York, there's no cars to move that kind of stuff around, and back then, especially without Uber, we had what's it called? We had like a taxi, which was so expensive. So we actually we had a payphone. We had a
Well, you had to hire
payphone
Judd
prop.
Hirsch to drive you around. That's got to cost a lot of money.
We had a payphone prop, like a full size metal payphone prop, and we put it on the subway and moved it
Oh, man.
from 85th
How
and Broadway to the East Village.
How many people were carrying that thing? You just
It was me and another guy that moved it.
Man,
Yeah.
oh man.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy. We actually found a dumpster on the street, and we rolled it into the theater and stole the dumpster to put on the show.
And then you
because-
rolled it back out
and then we
later
would-
and you're
yeah,
done?
well,
I think the
after
statute of
the show.
limitations has run out on that. You can.
Yeah, I think I
Oh
can talk
my
about
gosh.
that.
Yeah. Wow.
But that was a big deal. You know,
those
when
are
you're-
those are the best times, like in your formative years in your 20s when you're like,
yeah.
be fearless in that sense. Like
Well,
you
that's
got to
why
remember that.
I think
stuff.
doing stuff like what you do when you go and do the Tomorrow Show, or doing nighttime show, like our weird thing that we do, like is the closest to that I think you can kind of live in this town without going crazy, because you're basically going, let's put on a show, and then you're grabbing weird things and putting weird stuff together and trying to have a thing.
It's really nice having the Tomorrow Show as an outlet, because like there's so much freedom. Brian will tell you, like we can try different things, and every week we try to. Well, I haven't been there the last couple of weeks, but like when I am there, well, we'll come up. We'll try to come up with new bits each time. Or if it's an old bit, we'll do something different to it, or something to keep us on our toes, or to keep those creative muscles working.
Because
It's
otherwise,
important.
it's like everyone else is putting on a show.
Yeah.
Except you.
Right.
If
Exactly.
you don't do that.
Right, of course. What's the deal with
What's the deal?
Yeah.
what's the deal with other
Ask away.
other people in your life?
Oh.
What's
What is happening?
I have been disowned. Have you seen The Jazz Singer? Well, guess what? That's my
Yeah, right.
Neil
So, Katie,
Diamond
have you-
movie.
Neil Diamond?
Have you
Yeah.
changed your phone number and made it so nobody can call you anymore?
Oh, yeah, because my number is out there. I have 5 numbers, and it's like a Russian roulette, if you will.
Is it weird?
guess which one is the right one.
Is it weird with friends or family or any of that stuff right now? Or is everything cool? Is everybody being cool?
Well, my friends are being very supportive, and it's so nice.
Oh, that's great.
And my family's very supportive about it. Like, it's nothing but positive stuff.
That's great.
Stephen,
So.
maybe she can tell you what it's like to have supportive friends.
Yeah, what's it like to have supportive friends?
Oh, no. Are you guys being bad friends? What's going on?
Matt,
great.
Let me tell you.
I've listened to
I don't know.
I've been doing the worst thing to him for months.
What did you do? What was it?
Months.
You know how many pictures I've liked of banners and posters?
I know. That's such a
boy.
good friend,
For months,
Mike.
Katie,
I really am.
will tell you this.
You
For
really
months, I
are a
would
good
tell
friend.
Stephen, I would just text him out of the blue and be like, man, Zootopia looks like it's such a cool movie. There's never going to be a movie with talking animals that good again.
Yeah,
I
and then
can't believe how great
when
that's going to be.
Secret Life of Pets came out,
Yeah.
we would drive around and he would point at it and go, "That's going to be the best animated movie of the year, I bet." Non-stop.
Constant.
He's been doing this.
Constant.
Yeah, but all in all fairness, very very supportive.
There can
friends.
be lots of
Mike
good
Black,
movies in the same
Matt
year.
Walker,
I don't even
very
take him to eat
supportive.
chicken anymore. I do it myself at home, and then I'll go eat with him.
You don't want to
In
eat
my
any.
defense,
separate meal.
I'll have you know, when he got Shrek on Broadway, he was going to be Shrek on Broadway. He's moved to New York.
You got Shrek on Broadway?
Long
he was
time- That's
Shrek.
a long time
I
ago.
had
Broadway.
no
Okay.
idea.
He was
Oh
Shrek.
my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. That's so
They
cool.
slapped a little
so
green on him. He
sorry.
looked the same.
Is that true? Is that true?
Yeah,
Were you
yeah.
really?
I mean, they had both his face,
I'll
yeah.
show you a picture.
What
while
the
she's-
heck?
So when he got that, he moved to New York City to work on the show, and we'd been friends for a few years at that point,
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 years, and we were like really, best friends or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, Matt, I need you to do me a favor. I don't want to get an ego. I need you to call me a couple times a week,
True.
and make fun of me the way you always do. So you keep me in check, so I don't become some like big bloated
I was like,
star. Because he's moving away from like his friends, his close friends in comedy. So like he was going there, and he's gonna be sort of like the big man star of the show.
Right.
So I've just continued to do that ever since. That's all I do.
So, Matt, you're a lot like Elvis's bodyguards in that way, who would challenge him to karate
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
How long?
to make sure that he'd earned his black
Yes,
belt.
exactly.
I don't. Oh man, how long did you do Shrek for? This is so funny.
I worked on it.
I can't
with,
believe it.
I worked on it with Sutton Foster and Chris Sieber and John Tartaglia and a lot of other wonderful. Sarah Hyland from Modern Family was in it.
This is so cool.
Lots of other great people.
How long? How many years were you Shrek?
About a year and a half, 2 years.
How'd you
about 2
find it?
years.
That's fascinating.
Open casting call.
Open casting call.
Come on.
Out of like 30,000 people, he was the most Shrek-like.
What was that makeup like?
It was about 6 hours.
Oh
of
my
prosthetics.
gosh.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. I loved it. I loved doing the prosthetics. I had a good time with it.
Yeah, you love
Oh
that
my
stuff.
gosh.
All
I
that stuff
really,
you
I
love.
really did.
And this was in New York?
Yep. Yeah, you
That's very
bet.
impressive.
It was crazy.
I had no
I
idea.
didn't. Here's what happened: is I did the show all the way up to it, almost to the end, and then I was the rough draft voice, and they replaced me right before it opened on Broadway with an actor named Brian Darcy James, which is why when I got Storks and got rough draft on Storks, I was like, I'm just going to enjoy
Yeah.
being here for as much
Write
as
it
I'm
out.
here for, because it's like I don't think I'm gonna get to do it.
You were
any
always convinced they
longer.
were going to cast Seth Rogen.
I thought they were going to replace me with Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
at some
Mm.
point, because I was like, well, he's friends with Nick Stoller. At some point, I'm gonna get dropped.
Oh.
You know what's
It is. That is a scary thing about doing voice because it's very replaceable.
yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. That's
Voice
what happened
stuff.
to.
Wait till you show up on Friday, and you'll be like, well, I was Tulip in the movie.
Oh, yeah,
the whole
that's
time.
true.
That's nightmare stuff.
I
That's
mean-
nightmare stuff.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what
very
happened to-
possible.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's very possible. It
You're
can happen.
amazing.
No, it can happen.
That's what happened to Colossus in Deadpool, in the Deadpool movie. The guy who was playing Colossus all the way up to a month or two before it came out in theaters. They
Oh, really?
was a different actor, and then they replaced him right before it came out.
Wow.
Oh, like David Prowse.
Yeah,
Who
David
thought,
Prowse.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the
I'm
all of
the
Darth
voice
Vader.
of Darth Vader. I'm Darth Vader.
No,
man.
And
not.
how are they not going to have me? I'm
Shows
Darth
up and he's
Vader.
like, that doesn't sound like me.
yeah.
I don't breathe that heavy.
Who's the guy?
Jeez.
Who's the head when he rips the face
Oh,
off?
that is Sebastian Shaw, I believe.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Let me
look upon you with my real face,
What are you drawing there, by
My
the way?
own eyes.
with my own eyes.
What are you
My
dra-
real face.
What do you? What do you?
what are you drawing there? I just
Let me
noticed
look
you're drawing
upon
some
you.
nice
A
stuff.
Yeah,
What did he
audience,
draw?
look at that.
Drew all the things.
For all of you who can't see,
Exactly.
For all of you that can't see, Mike Black is actually a very, very talented artist and a very sweet
Mike
fellow.
drew a skull, an ominous looking skull. Not quite sure. Yeah, it's really
I
cool.
don't know what I was doing with that one
He also drew an xenomorph bust.
because we were talking
He
about
did
Very
draw
cool.
a xenomorph.
Yes,
I was
very
just
cool.
kidding, but
Drew RoboCop's head,
wow.
and also
We're
drew
talking about it.
and also drew a very impressive silhouette of Batman with his cape flowing in the wind, and it's very.
That's just because you think about
cool.
Batman 24/7.
I will
You big ba-
Instagram the shit out of this.
People were
later.
talking about it being Batman Day a couple days ago. What does that mean?
Sorry, Brian.
Oh,
double
He'll
shit. Just
he'll
to
Instagram it.
mark it.
what does Batman Day? Like people were talking about, like it was Batman Day. A couple
Yeah.
days ago.
They
Was that-
kind of
what
stole
is-
that from Alien Day because
Oh,
Alien
because
Day
like
was 4/26.
4/24, like
But Batman Day
4/26.
didn't have any.
It doesn't have a number.
significance to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no reason. You would think Halloween would be Batman Day or something like that.
Or like
Sure.
I thought it was like the date it was released.
It's the I don't
No.
know. No, because it was.
By the way,
it's
can
not
I
even-
tell
like
you
a
a theory
summer.
that I've had? Batman is not a superhero, by the way. He's not. He's just
he's
a
a
rich guy
hero.
with cool stuff. That's it.
What do you have
He's
to
a
say
hero.
about that?
He's not a superhero.
Yeah, he
He's
doesn't
a
have
hero.
powers.
Right. His power is white privilege.
Which is kind of
Yeah.
more.
Essentially, like, if we're being totally honest,
Yeah.
the rage over his parents' death and white privilege
Yeah,
are
that's
basically,
yeah.
which are a lethal combination.
That
when you
really
put them
is.
together.
It really is. Are you a of all the superheroes? Do you
Yeah.
have a favorite? Are you
Well, I used to collect comic books back in the day. I used to collect Spawn comics when they first came out, and I got my
Todd
first.
McFarlane.
I loved Todd McFarlane, and then
Keith David,
not
voice
so
of
much
Spawn.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the animated one, but I actually Spawn movie was the first movie I went to, like opening night movie I ever went to.
Oh,
'Cause I was so
wow.
excited for it, and then it was so bad,
Oh.
wasn't it? Remember that
really was.
live
Yeah,
action?
very good.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like,
It was.
and it was wrong. It didn't have like this, like
Yeah.
factually, it wasn't accurate to the comic book.
No, and the only person I liked in it really was Michael Jai White, who played Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't feel like they gave him enough to do, and the movie itself was just so horrible.
Yeah.
Wasn't John Leguizamo? in
John
that movie?
Leguizamo was the violator.
All
Played
the things
clown
you're saying
violator.
now, except for the actors' names, are exactly how I felt about All the Way, which just won a bunch of Emmys. And I was like,
What is
What
that?
is All the
what's
Way?
What's
that
All
was
the Way?
the Bryan Cranston LBJ movie that was on HBO. And I felt the exact same way about that, watching that whole thing. And I was like, what? Because
Now
I
you know
wanted
how-
it so
now you know how
badly to be
comic
good.
book nerds
And I know
feel
how you
about
feel
it.
now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I'm a nerd. I'm just not a comic nerd. I'm
Are
like
you a Star
different-
Trek fan, Katie, or are
No.
you a Star Wars fan?
I never got into either.
Either. Oh,
I'm like
either?
either. I know.
Either.
I usually say either, but then I said either to give it a try.
All right.
But I had Star Wars action figures. I played with Star Wars. I was more familiar with Star Wars for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, Star Trek I never got into. But whenever
Who was
I
your
watched
favorite Star Wars action figure? If
oh,
you can recall.
well, I liked the Yoda one. He had like a little snake around him.
yes.
Yeah. I had
Um,
that. I had the Dagobah
An
playset.
orange
you had the
snake.
Dagobah playset?
Yeah.
I think we had the one where I think it was from Empire Strikes Back, where those little things, those little robots in the snow, that have like the little
Oh, yeah,
arms
yeah.
hanging off,
Yeah.
and
the
then
probes.
you move the bottom of the set and they pop off like you're shooting it.
Yeah.
I also
remember
I
that
had
one?
my favorite was
Dagobah.
Jabba's Palace.
those
That
are
one where
cool.
you had the little thing and you could flip it up and then the guy would fall into the Rancor pit.
Oh
But they
yeah,
were like
yeah.
reverse trap
Yeah,
doors. They didn't
it was
make
like it went up,
sense. Yeah,
like
they went up.
They folded up instead
They
of
would
down, so
actually-
like you put a
You could
guy
get
on
out
it
of
to
the
flip
way
him
from
in, and
danger.
you flip it up, and then he flies in the air.
It puts you away from danger.
Yeah.
It's hysterical.
It was Jabba's first draft in his palace.
Right.
Yeah.
I loved those. What was it? Did you have a favorite toy when you were a kid, or favorite couple toys?
My Wrinkles dog was my favorite.
What the hell?
Do you remember those
What the heck
Wrinkles
is a
dogs?
I remember Wrinkles
Oh,
dogs.
we gotta look it up.
Yeah.
Gotta
Wrinkles
look up
dogs.
Wrinkles dogs.
They were
Fred,
really
who I still
cute.
have, who I brought with me to LA, but I've had him forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what
I remember
else?
those.
Yeah,
I didn't
what
ever
else?
had them. I was too old for that, but I
Oh,
remember
wait.
what they were.
I like
They
the action
looked like
figures.
the actual dogs that had wrinkles.
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
like a Shih Tzu, right?
Gross.
They were like puppets. So you could puppeteer them and like I don't
Oh,
know.
like
They-
Boglins. Remember?
Oh, I love
Boglins.
Boglins. When I got Boglins off of eBay, I have two. Oh, I love them.
I have a Charlie
So are you
McCarthy.
spending all your Storks money on old toys?
Boglins?
No, I bought Boglins when I first got a credit card way back in Toronto. I got a credit card and I was like, I could get whatever I want. And I was like, I was like, and the
It's
first thing I
finally
looked for,
Boglin's
the
time.
first thing I looked for was, I got like all the toys I didn't have as a kid. I was
Yes.
like, I want these things.
Good.
Still.
Good.
So I
Good.
got 2 Boglins.
I just bought Mask toys. Do you remember Mask?
I loved Mask.
No, what are
The
mask
cars
toys?
that
The
turned
cars that
into
turned into-
fancier.
They were kind of like
Oh.
Transformers, but more realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Like
I don't.
a
I never
Corvette
heard
that
that.
could fly.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rad.
I don't know though.
It wouldn't talk. It was just like a machine. It didn't
Yeah.
have a personality.
I'm looking up Wrinkles dogs as we're talking. Not to be rude, but I'm.
You know, Boglins, there's a new, they're not Boglins, but they're like dogs. Doglins, maybe.
Oh, really?
But they make farty noises and you can
Oh,
move
that's-
their faces.
That's not
I don't know about
yeah.
that.
No,
I'm just
I don't
letting
like
you know
cheating. I don't like
what's
it, and
out
it's
there.
cheating.
Cheating.
I like a puppet. I like it to be a puppet.
Yeah.
You're right.
Boglins,
Gross
like
and
their
rubbery.
eyes could blink and stuff.
These are Wrinkles dogs. You remember those?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I love
don't-
them. I had one, and he was my favorite. I don't know
Oh.
why. Remember those? I don't know why. For
Yeah.
some reason, I had.
I had a
remember
friend
those.
whose little sister
Yeah.
would carry one of those with her everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Before we wrap
I don't
things
know
up,
why.
a couple quick questions.
Yes.
Favorite movie when you were a kid?
Oh, I love Aliens so much. Yeah.
Wow. You gotta see
The first one?
Check
The
out
first one, I went through phases where I liked when I was younger, I liked Aliens, and then I'm older, I'm like Aliens better. Like the first Alien.
Yeah.
Aliens is great as
You're like
well.
Tony Scott instead of.
I also
James
like
Cameron.
Alien 3. Yeah. Wait.
Do you like
Tony
Alien
Scott?
3?
Ridley
It was,
Scott.
it was Ridley,
Ridley.
Scott. Yeah.
Other one.
I like Alien 3. Actually, it was on TV the other night. I remember seeing
It was on, yeah, and I was like, oh, this is not good. And
I
then-
like
Just the
stuff about it,
CG
though.
that I didn't
Yeah.
like. I
Yeah.
liked the movie, but
Yeah.
That's the one with the little
CG
person in a
was
Steven
backpack,
Fincher.
right?
Hmm?
At one
Oh,
point,
no,
is
that's the fourth.
part
That's
four. Oh, that's
Resurrection.
Yeah,
that's when the pile of garbage.
That's the guy who directed Amelie. What's his name? He directed that,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't
And
know
Joss
that.
Whedon wrote it, and
Yeah, that one was,
I didn't
that
like
was
the
terrible.
underwater aliens. I
Yeah.
didn't like that.
But by the
one.
way, I like Prometheus. A lot of people don't like that.
Oh no! Get out of here!
A lot of people didn't like
I
that
was
movie. but-
so
thrown her
disappointed.
into a frenzy.
I still love the trailer though.
no.
The trailer is still.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna
good.
say, like, if the trailer was the whole thing, if they just made
You're
that
right.
an hour and a half long, I would have been into it.
Is that something that you want to do? Do you want to go?
Do you want to become an alien? Do you want to have a creature
No,
burst out of your chest?
Seriously,
love
I know
that.
They're doing
I love horror movies. I'd love to do a horror
Would you
movie.
do the new Alien
Prometheus
that they're doing
too?
now with Neil Blomkamp?
I don't know.
Have you ever
I don't
done?
know because I like the
Are
old
you casting
stuff.
the movie, Mike?
Are you? Wait.
I
hang
like-
on,
I like
hang
the
on.
I
older
might
stuff.
be.
Katie, have you done any
Yes.
live action acting on camera?
A little bit, but I prefer. I'm more. I think I'm better with voice stuff,
Yeah.
but I have done on camera stuff. Yes.
How often do you audition for voiceover stuff? What's the rate?
I don't know. I guess whenever new stuff comes out here and
Probably
there.
don't even have
here and
to
there.
anymore,
It's
huh?
Is it
not-
like, you know,
yeah. Option only. Option only. Option
Option
only.
only. Yes.
No, I just walk down the street going option only. Option.
hysterical.
Yeah.
I've seen only like 4 people so far that have done that. Just walk down the street going
Just option
option only.
You have already. They took my thing.
Ron Perlman.
Is that what it is?
Up and down Melrose. Option only, option
Then a big net comes and grabs them. It's like, here, we're taking you to your next job.
All right, what about favorite TV show when you were a kid?
Oh, I don't know. I watched a lot of cartoons. I love Tiny Toons and Animaniacs and
So good.
all
I loved
those.
Animaniacs.
Did you ever get to work with any of those Animaniacs fellas? You remember?
No, I would
You know
love
they're
to
not
meet.
real.
What? Oh, we're at Warner Brothers.
They come
You'd
out of the
think they're
tower
in
and chase
tower
you.
and-
Yeah.
Pinky the Brain aren't there?
No, I haven't worked with any of them.
Oh,
I'd love to meet Tress McNeil though. I think she's amazing.
yeah, she's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. She is incredible.
But no, I haven't met any of those folks.
We're gonna make the Rob Paulson.
Rob Paulson.
introduction.
You know what?
Yes.
I walked past Rob Paulson at Nickelodeon, but I never.
Oh my God.
And I heard him talking, and I heard his voice before I saw him, and I was like, I know who that is. It's so
Or
neat.
Jess
but I don't-
Harnell. Jess Harnell's
Mm-hmm.
real funny, crazy looking fella. He walks around, giant hair,
His hair.
huge hair, and he dresses like he is in a
Goth band?
A goth band, and he is just the most incredible. He's amazing.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of
He was
great
an
folks out
Animaniacs
there.
guy. All right, what about All right, we got
Oh.
one last question before
Oh,
we
the
before
big
we wrap this
question.
up. All right, so this is a dream question. This is
Oh,
for dreams.
yes.
All right, and all 3 of you have to answer this question. This
Oh,
is not
no.
just
Okay.
for
Oh,
Katie.
no.
And these
I'm
are
listening up.
these one word
Here it is.
answers?
No.
This
This
would
is
be
it.
interesting.
All right.
Dream question. Here's the dream question. You have more money and more success than you could ever handle in your whole life. Just tons and tons to the point of whatever.
Okay.
Yes.
You get to buy
$17.
you get hang on. You get to buy something for yourself. You buy something for someone you love,
Oh my gosh.
and you have to buy something for somebody you don't know. What is the game? What do you do? Matt Walker,
oh yeah.
you're the one who won't shut up. You can go first.
Okay. For myself, I would all right. I would find a way. Somebody already got it off the Kickstarter, but I would find a way to get it from him. There's a jacket that is worn when they were presenting the Shenmue game at the original E3. They wore the leather jacket that Ryo Hazuki wears in the game, and it was sold for $5,000 on Kickstarter because they're kickstarting Shenmue 3. And I would get that jacket. I would own the Ryo Hazuki jacket. I would wear it everywhere.
Okay.
And then what I would buy for someone else,
Someone that you love.
someone I love, is much money. I have all the money in the world, right?
Right.
I would buy my mom the whatever house she would want.
Oh,
I'd
that's
buy
a
her
good one.
house.
Okay.
And then
For someone you don't know.
someone I don't know, I would, just anything. I don't know.
Like someone that you don't know.
Okay,
It
so
has
something
to
that
be the
I think they
perfect
should have.
gift for someone
Oh,
you
okay.
don't know.
Here's what I'd buy him. I would buy him a set of the Foundation series by Isaac Asimov, because I think that should be required reading by everyone in
Oh,
America.
wow.
Okay,
That's quite
that's
interesting.
nice. I like that.
Fair enough.
And I also buy him a copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People, which changed my life.
Is that a good book?
Changed my life.
Oh wow.
I
Lenny
love
Holy
that.
crow.
What?
I love that.
Dale Carnegie. But by the way,
Different book.
this is me now after reading the book, and you know how abrasive I can be. Can you imagine
God.
what it was like before I read that book?
I think if I had all the money, I would build a time machine to go back in time to see what you were like before that book and see if it's actually worth buying.
That book changed my life.
Oh.
It's not. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's
My-
hell
Well,
of
I
a
wasted a
Consumer
bunch of money
Report.
on a time machine.
I don't know if that's a waste of money.
Yeah.
but
No, it's definitely an
the way
interesting
you're
amount.
using
It only went to that one date in time. That's it.
I know. That's
Single
all I
use
had.
time machine.
I only had enough money
Wasted.
for that one day.
For me, it would be just the first thing I can think of that's out of my reach financially at the moment is the NECA space jockey from the first Alien that they're making. That's huge.
How much does that cost?
$300. I've
not that
seen
much.
it at $260, and I'm thinking about it, but I don't think that's
Yeah.
gonna happen. But for my parents, I bought them tickets to see Phantom in Denver, and the one show that I happened to buy, they canceled because of technical issues.
Son of a.
and they were like, "We're not doing a makeup show.
no.
We're going to LA." So I would buy them tickets to Phantom in LA and plane tickets to go see it and all that. I
love that.
And a hotel because they're not staying with me. And
Mike, you have all the money in the world. You could just hire the cast of Phantom to go to their living room and just
I
do
could,
it in their
you're
house.
right. I could hire Andrew Lloyd Webber
Yeah,
to go
and make him go.
tell
Yeah.
tell
Do that.
them funny stories about
Yeah.
backstage. I could reunite the original Broadway
Yes.
cast.
Get
Come do it
what's his face?
in their backyard in Aurora, Colorado.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll do that. Let's do
Yeah.
that instead.
Do that instead. Yeah, there we go.
And free pudding for everyone that,
Yeah.
that comes to the show.
You're welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Black.
Yeah. And for a stranger, I would give them a ticket to that show. come to Aurora.
I'm already holding the show.
Come
huh?
check out. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're already doing a big
Already
show.
doing the show. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. I would say, and then Katie, you're up. So, all right, here we go. All right,
man.
for
Start
myself,
thinking.
if I could buy anything for myself,
Would it be
Yeah.
the pigeon toady costume that people walk around in?
No,
Because I know you want one of those so
I
bad.
am buying
you won't
one
stop
of
talking
those.
about it.
I am gonna get one. I promise
What,
that.
one of those costumes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want one for my living room. I just want one
Oh,
to
boy.
hang.
You would fit in
Just-
it, Katie.
I would
He
fit in
can't,
it.
but you would probably
I
fit
could
in
live
it.
in it.
You could
Yeah.
live in it.
Did you
You
know
would
those
buy
folks
Katie
were holding
Crown.
They're huge.
And have her live in a pigeon toady
You could
costume in your
hire
living
her
room.
to live in.
You
Yeah,
could
and then
live in
you could hire me.
I gotta hire you, Katie. No, that's
Just,
not gonna happen.
no. I'll wear it. Okay.
You're
my new
well,
job.
A job's a job, I guess.
Just sit in a corner for the rest of my life. Not
All
kidding.
right.
How much
Here
are
we
you getting
go.
to do that, Katie?
$1 zillion.
Yeah.
And free pudding. Okay, sorry. Go on. Sorry, Steven.
The screen accurate drivable DeLorean from Back to the Future. I would
I was
drive
really
it.
hoping you were going to say Fast and the Furious.
From Fast and the
vehicle
Furious.
from Fast and-
Any vehicle from Fast and the Furious. I would drive it everywhere. I would drive it all the time. I would make it my everyday vehicle.
You heard about the Ready Player One thing?
No.
You know that book.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic book.
Yeah,
if you haven't
I have the
read
book.
it.
Amazing.
Good book.
I don't know.
It had codes hidden within the book that someone cracked and they were like, they went to these places, found clues all over the place, led to a key, which led to a storage locker, and they opened it and they got a DeLorean.
Are you serious?
And it looked like the one in Back to the Future. It was like
what?
The author laid out clues and gave away.
Don't you wish you could read, Steven?
Don't I wish?
That's like the ultimate geocache. Already.
Yeah.
Wow. That's insane.
Total scavenger hunt.
All right.
Wow.
If I'm going to get something for somebody else, someone that I love.
For someone you love.
I would do a farm for my mother. I would get my mom a big giant farm with like people to help.
You,
so that
you
she's
wouldn't
not just
buy
by
me
herself.
that jacket from Shenmue?
I would get you a jacket from Shenmue. Absolutely.
You would get your mother a people farm.
Yeah,
I get her
people farm.
A people farm.
A farm for.
You plant them and they grow.
Yes,
Farms
where people.
I think that's
come
called
by.
slavery, Stephen. I don't think
wow,
you're
really?
allowed to do that.
Really
Yes, really.
horrendous. And then
What would you buy for a stranger?
For somebody I don't know, maybe I would go to like I know this is gonna sound real cheesy, but I think it would be so much fun. Is go to Toys R Us, get like multiple shopping carts and fill them up with toys for Children's Hospital. Or something like
you
that.
don't get to pick.
No, you
just
told
for
us it was
kids. Just
someone
for
we
kids.
don't know.
No,
though.
for someone you don't know. It's not. You don't get to
Okay,
choose.
All right, how about this?
random-
How about this? Put my credit card down at Toys R Us so that anybody who buys anything for the day gets it for free.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
So
that
I
could
You're
be
had
like,
that
bad.
happen
toys
once.
on me.
Matt, real quick before we continue, I had a weird thing recently. I had another fireball moment.
Fireball moment?
Yeah, like a fireball moment. That's like when you drink fireball whiskey and then just, something amazing and extraordinary happens. Like 'cause when you drink fireball whiskey, you never know.
Yeah,
what's gonna
crazy
happen.
stuff happens.
Crazy
Great.
stuff happens. Yeah, no, it's true. So, we were doing the nighttime show live and having this, great time, and everybody was having fun. And as the night was coming to an end here at the, Hollywood Improv, I did 2 shots, at the bar. Really great stuff, and of Fireball, and then I started wandering to my car, but somehow I got lost on Melrose. I turned down a corner, I turned another corner, I turned a different way, and I ended up in this forest, which I guess now is a park that's nearby, but it was a much bigger park than I've ever seen before. So now I'm wandering through this park at like 2:00 in the morning. It's very, very dark, and I can see the trees, and you can hear, everything buzzing. And I swear to you, out of nowhere, I see Bigfoot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like the Bigfoot.
The Bigfoot. He comes.
Did he look like Harry and the Hendersons?
He was
Bigfoot?
just like that.
Wow.
Like very kind of ape-like, but very, very tall, really huge muscles and gigantic. And he comes around the corner, and I froze. I was very scared. All right.
Yeah, I think if you see Bigfoot, you got to stop.
Oh yeah. I stopped. I got real scared, and I look over, and I go, oh my gosh. I go, Bigfoot. Are you Bigfoot?
Yes, Bigfoot.
That's what he said.
Yeti Bigfoot.
I said, "Oh wow, hey there, Bigfoot. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Pleasure to meet you. No pictures.
Oh,
I can't. I don't. Everyone wants a selfie. I don't have time. I can't. They put on the Instagram the whole thing, and they always the wrong filter.
Do they
I
face
can't
swap
have
with
it.
you?
Always. I can't go.
They do. They face swapped with him.
I can't go 5 minutes without the face swap. I don't like it.
And you don't even think you wouldn't even think the app would be able to recognize the face because it's so
Right, and
enormous
the
and
kids,
different.
They have no class. They just take the picture. They don't. Hi, how are you? My name's Marty. What have you? Nothing. They just start,
take a picture.
Start flashing.
They take
right
a picture
away.
right away. It's so rude.
Oh, the photo bomb. Don't get me started on the photo bomb.
It's too much. Sometimes they do fingers over your head. They do
Sure.
bunny ears.
I'm trying to eat a unicorn, and halfway through, these kids come up and they get behind me with the thing, and we're gonna hashtag. I can't have it.
So basically, Matt. I was very hungry, and so I turned to Bigfoot and I said, "Hey, Bigfoot, do you want to maybe go to Cantor's?"
I would love to go to Cantor's.
Yeah, it turns out Bigfoot is like a huge fan of Cantor's.
Of course.
Yeah, he said his favorite kind of fish is gefilte
Gefilte fish.
Gefilte fish. Yeah, so we go there, we have some gefilte fish, we have a nice matzo ball soup.
A nice soup.
I had one more shot of Fireball whiskey, and out of nowhere, I'm not kidding you. He vanished.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Fireball Whiskey, you never know what kind of adventures you're going to have. All right, let's get back to the show.
I don't pay the check.
Remember MasterCard years ago had a thing where it was like MasterCard Moments and you get like one thing you buy and they would refund the purchase, so they bought it for you for free?
Yeah.
And I actually had that happen. I won, and it was a Jack in the Box Ozzy Osbourne Bark at the Moon, where it would pop up and he was the werewolf and it would play Bark at the Moon, and it would play the guitar riff. And I got that free from MasterCard. It was kind of like what you said.
How's the song go again?
I don't say.
Yeah, it was like
It was exactly like Ozzy.
Yeah,
That's the way it
it's
just
about what
sounded.
Ozzy sounds like now. If you saw Black Sabbath the other night, it's about what he sounded like.
All right, what about you, Katie?
Yeah.
Oh man, well, I mean, I did the time machine thing to go back in time to see what it would be like before you read that book.
Yeah.
For someone I love. Well, I kept thinking as you guys were talking, I was like, the desalination plant kept popping up in my head because they're trying to get that going,
Yeah.
right? But it's all the old technology from the early '90s, so they have to like put a whole bunch of money into it in
Yeah,
order
it's
to
expensive.
like get it. Yeah. But I think that's important. I feel like that would be interesting
That
to
would
get
solve
that up and
California's
running.
biggest problem.
You know, so I thought that would be good for everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
That could be something. But I think they are. I think
That's
they are
really
on
good.
it. But wouldn't it be right to just like here's
You'd
a
be
bunch of
doing
money
that for the ghost of John Muir.
Here's a bunch of money. Oh, and then is he the national parks guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's on, if you know, they have the state quarters.
Yes.
He's on
Oh,
the
yeah.
California state quarter.
Oh.
You know what? Yes, I did know that. My nephew likes quarters, and I was holding on to them for him. He likes coins and stuff, and I remember that one. And
Yeah.
we went to
John Muir is one of the greatest Californians.
We went to Yellowstone, and they had like all his quotes everywhere.
As a native Californian, the only one in this table. I think Brian's a native Californian though too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that's all I could think of was that.
That's
that
really
plant.
nice.
But and also, remember those alien shoes that Reebok put out for aliens?
I do.
And they were only sizes for men.
I know.
And I couldn't fit in
you
any
know
of them.
how many
And
pair were available in the U.S.?
426.
Mother.
Wow. She's good, huh?
Yeah.
Planet LV
Man, is she
426.
ever good. Show her the picture,
No.
Mike. Show her the picture.
Yeah. This is my bathroom.
What the
not
heck?
all
Are
of
you
it.
kidding? Ooh.
Hey, those are all.
Where'd you get the
aliens,
power
too.
loader?
featured on Mike's Instagram.
From NECA.
Oh my gosh. I
It's
have that
available.
queen. I have the queen alien that you have.
So yeah, you can get the power loader.
Where'd you get the power loader?
You can get it on eBay.
How
pretty
much
easily.
though?
There's this
Like
thing called the
$100
internet,
bucks.
Katie.
Oh my gosh. Where do you get these things? You got Burke there. You got Apone.
Burke I had to make myself, and Apon I had to make myself.
Really?
Yeah, Mike's really good
Because
with
they
that.
don't have them.
Vasquez, Husden. Where's Bowski? Remember that guy? Where's Bowski?
No, I never saw his face. I don't-
There's a part where Hicks is like, where's Bowski gets hit, and he's like, where's Bowski? Where's Bowski? Like it was one of the
Yeah.
earlier ones while all the cameras have their names on it, and
yeah,
his
I
was
remember,
one.
but like you
like,
never
dies
saw
out.
him.
Yeah, you
So,
see him very
He
briefly.
was just on fire, wasn't he? He was the guy on fire.
And when they wake up from the pods in the beginning,
they show him at the
they show him at the beginning. But it's like, yeah,
I
when
have
when they're
Newt.
eating cornbread,
I
it's
don't
like,
have Worsbowski, but I have Newt.
Just take your
Oh, nice.
take one of your figures and set it on fire,
Yeah,
and then you have
that's-
him.
remember
then
the
I
part
have
where they're eating
Worsbowski.
corn? When Hicks is like, guess you don't like the cornbread either, or
That's
whatever.
Frost.
Whereas Bowski is sitting with those guys.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it's like whatever, man.
We
It's
gotta
like
do
'cause
an alien
because I had like
podcast
the lead
We're
figures.
gonna have to do an
Because
alien
I had the lead
podcast.
figures, and then I had his name written on the bottom,
Oh,
like the ones
okay.
that you painted.
Yeah.
Hey,
So I had, like,
here's a fun.
anyway,
I'm
I-
throwing
Why
this
were
out
they
at you.
playing with lead? Why were
Those lead figures that you could paint.
Yeah, no,
I
I-
know they were dangerous for you though. They all had warnings about cancer.
All right,
Yeah,
Katie,
don't lick 'em.
I'm gonna
Don't lick them.
a proposition for you
Ah,
about
okay.
our show.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you're going to come back next week when we have our dear friend
Bruce Valanche.
Bruce Valanche on
Yes.
the show.
Yes.
I believe
to come say hello.
Yes, I believe we're working the details out on his arrival of what day he'll be coming. But in the process of the things, if we have Lance Henriksen on the show, who has said he will
I
come
would
do the show,
die.
would you come and be
I
part
would
of that?
die. Are
We'll
you
get
kidding me?
We'll get you
Well,
another.
how do you feel about this?
I'm all for it.
All right. Well, we've
Yeah.
talked to him.
You know what's
We'll get
crazy?
him.
You know that place, Dark
He might
Delicacies?
have the Reeboks.
Oh my god, there's no way. But
He had his
Lance
own pair.
Henriksen from
He
the
did
movie
have his own
Stone
pair in
Cold
the
with
movie.
Brian Bosworth? That Lance Henriksen?
I can't believe we
exactly
could hang
what
out
it
with
is.
Bishop for that. Like, okay,
That would be great.
you know that place Dark Delicacies on Magnolia? It's that like horror bookstore.
of course.
So I went there once and they had this huge ceramic plate on the table when you first walk in, and I was like, well, and with like xenomorphs etched in it. It was like very detailed. I'm like, oh my gosh, like where's this from? And the owner was like, oh yeah, Lance Henriksen makes alien pottery.
What?
And he was
That's
selling
amazing.
it. It was like $300 for this plate. It was gigantic. But I was like, what? Are you kidding me? And it's like signed. Anyway.
You heard the thing about him and Bill Paxton, where like Bill Paxton had kind of like the record of being killed by a Terminator, a Predator, and an Alien. So when Lance Henriksen did Aliens vs. Predator, it was in his contract a Predator has to kill him.
Oh, that's
just to
so
even it
funny.
out.
I had no idea. They had a killing competition.
That's really
I got
incredible.
killed by cooler stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
And all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
But like Lance
amazing.
Henderson got to be like a clone of himself. He got to be his
Yeah.
human version. He got to be his.
You know, he was up for the
Atomic-
Terminator. He was
Oh,
up
I didn't
for
know.
the part of
What?
the Terminator.
No
Wow.
way.
And,
Like T-1000?
no, in the first Terminator,
What?
before they knew they were getting Arnold.
Oh, I had
And
no
then
idea.
When they got Arnold, they were like, "Well, that's the Terminator."
Of
and
course.
So
Can you imagine?
That's why he got Bishop. He was like, "I definitely want to use that guy as something." And
Yeah.
so that was kind of
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
to that.
That's amazing.
You know what else I would?
I know
would-
all sorts of stuff.
Oh, he knows. You guys should.
The actress who played Vasquez, what's her name? She's got that,
Jeanette Goldstein.
and she's got that bra store in
it's
Santa Monica.
Right. At
We should get her on
next
the
to
show,
New
too.
Art.
Oh my
She'd
gosh,
be
She
great.
can
Vasquez.
fit you for
Her
a new
figure
bra.
just came
Oh,
out.
real nice,
great.
buddy. Thanks, buddy.
I would die. I've always wanted to go in there, but it was always closed. I
You
think
have
we
a
went.
reason.
We went.
You
Sun
wouldn't look
Tickle-
like a pervert
no,
like we would.
but because
You
her
would've-
bras are for like larger ladies.
You know Claudia Wells from Back to the Future
Oh my gosh!
has
Wait, are these?
a shop.
The
too.
one on the left is the one I made before I knew they were making one.
Oh my
And the one on
gosh.
the right is the official one.
That's so cool. Nice job.
Thanks.
all right.
You
well,
should follow Mike on his Instagram.
Yeah, you
at
should follow
Mike Black
his stuff.
Attack.
It's pretty awesome.
That's
To see
awesome.
all these things.
You have all your toys on there. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I should show you. Oh man, we have so much stuff. So much stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have spiraled into
I know,
like
we've-
the
I know.
The
Wait, what's
best
your
ways.
Instagram?
It's okay. It's okay.
Mike Black Attack.
My Black Attack. Okay, I got
Is that
mine.
your Twitter handle on all social media?
It is.
Oh wow. Well, what about Katie? What about
Conveniently
yours?
so.
What's your?
I'm just Katie
social handle?
_Crown on Twitter, but I don't use it a lot. But I do. I have
should.
posted
But they're
lately
funny
this
anyway,
week.
They
So-
are funny, and
Thanks,
if you
guys.
if you follow her on, on the Twitter,
This you?
you're gonna end up with hilarious
Follow.
things that you're gonna read, like I've read and laughed at. For example, Katie Crown said on 8/16/16, she said, "Is it true Wu-Tang formed taking UCB classes?"
That is true. I checked. That is true.
Hysterical. I absolutely,
Whoa!
I love it. I love it. It's so great.
You got an Ash quote there.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to yes and at.
Yep, absolutely. Nice, Matt Walker.
Yeah.
Matt, of course, you
That's very
are at Funny Matt on Twitter.
Yeah, just go to funnymat.com. I have links to everything. Or if you were annoyed by me, you can let me know at mattwalkersucks.com.
Absolutely. I'm.
I know.
You can get me at Stephen Glickman, STEPHEN Glickman on all social media. But the most important thing is go see Storks this weekend.
Oh,
Get out there.
I hear it's really good.
I'm hearing good things.
seen it. We
Reviews are
love it.
positive so far.
Very
great.
Nice. Very nice. A lot of nice stuff.
I really enjoyed seeing it again too. Like it's very funny.
I
was a
will hopefully see it.
Oh,
in
you
the
will
next-
see it.
It's funny.
I'll
It's
make
charming.
you
It's
see it.
heartbreaking.
I'm going Sunday.
That's right. Mike got invited. And if you're out there, people, and you live in the world, and you're in Los Angeles or in Southern California, AMC in Burbank at 1:30 p.m. on this coming Sunday. Sunday. Head on over to the Sunday, I believe it's Sunday the 25th.
September 25th.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sunday the 25th.
We'll all be there.
We will be there. A bunch of us will be there, and we're going to go watch the movie. We're all going to hang out. And,
Mike Black will sign autographs for you.
Yes, Mike Black will. He will. But yeah, definitely come by and check it out. And Katie, I think you're so sweet and so wonderful.
Thanks, Steven.
And I can't thank you enough for even coming to hang out with us. I think it's rad.
I never usually do podcasts, and I thought, hey, this is a nice way to get to know you a little better because and it's nice to meet you guys too. I had no idea.
These schmucks. Oh yeah.
So
Definitely.
and seeing Brian here was such a pleasant surprise.
Can I say I was so hungry, angry for tacos.
He was hangry.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
man.
hangry. I was.
That's tough.
I really wanted tacos. Doing this podcast, didn't feel it at all. I could go 8 more minutes
Because we got talking.
Without a taco.
without any tacos.
Oh wow,
we
that's
got
a big deal, buddy.
taco
It
in.
is. Oh, good. That's nice. That's nice to hear.
Is it because we got taco in about cool stuff that we like?
That's exactly why.
Stuff that we
Absolutely.
like.
She really does love puns.
I really wanted to get that in there. People, yeah,
Are you gonna be at Steve Allen this weekend?
I believe so.
Yeah.
All right, get on
sure.
over to the Steve Allen Theater. Do you do stand up outside of Steve Allen at all, or not really?
Sometimes, but I mean, this is more. It's not really stand up. We just do weird, interesting bits.
You guys
can't really call it
you and
stand-up, really.
Randy together.
Sort of sketch.
Davey Johnson and
You
myself and Brian Barlow, Chris Walsh,
Wow.
and then Ron Lynch.
Well,
The
we'll
host.
come visit you. We'll come over there and watch. And if you're available earlier in the night, you're welcome to come and do the nighttime show anytime.
Oh yeah,
You just let us know.
I have to check that out.
It is this Saturday as well, but at 10 o'clock p.m. with Charles Fleischer, the voice of Roger Rabbit,
Oh my.
John Caparulo, Lori Kilmartin from the Conan O'Brien Show.
Yeah,
Who else
she's
is
great.
on the show? Wonderful people.
Wow.
Owen Smith, who's been
Owen
featured
Smith.
on
Oh,
Conan.
So funny.
A lot of great.
And he was on Everybody Loves Chris.
Yeah, and
Everybody hates Chris.
And Erica Rhodes is on
Erica
the
Rhodes,
show
yeah.
as well, and Piotr Michael from Mad TV is going to be joining us for some weird, fun bits.
And what's the
Wow.
band we
And
have?
I believe, some celebrity stars will be there as well to come and join in and screw
And
around.
that's every. That's every.
Celebrity
You mean
stars.
somebody with a movie opening that weekend?
I don't know, but some other. No. I mean other
boy,
people
boy.
from
Oh,
other
okay.
movies.
Not just you. Okay.
No, stop it.
Come on,
All
give
right.
yourself some credit.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, thanks for hanging out. And Mike, Matt, thank you for being such great friends and listening to me talk for the last 3 years about this film and annoy the living.
Oh, it's no problem. I just tuned it out.
Yeah.
That's the right idea.
We've pretended we've been listening for 3 years.
I
It's-
know. I get it.
I just figured out the title of the movie. Oh, that's what he's been talking about this whole time.
Oh, Snorks.
Storks is the name
Right.
of the film.
Oh, those are the Snorks. Yeah.
All right. Well, this was great, Katie.
Oh.
You're wonderful.
you.
Your Canadian family.
Yes.
All right.
We come
And,
from the same.
We're cut from the same.
Cut from the
cloth.
same cloth from the Canada.
You bet. All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to check out the movie and subscribe to our podcast. Okay, bye.